Oh, he hates all elite wrestling. Oh, you're an old man. You don't like fun. Wrestling's supposed to be silly. If Jim Cornette says something bad about us on Twitter, we're going to block him. And then we'll block all of his fans because they're telling the truth. And somebody's going to figure out that we ought to be wrestling 9-year-old grade school kids because that's how tough we are. We can only beat 9-year-old grade school kids because we're big pussies and we need our pussies powdered.
Marco fucking stunt. Marco stunted growth. Marco cunt. Fuck you, Marco stunt. You fucking little dweeb. You twit shit. You fuckwad. Who is this little fucking dweeb with the flousy hair and the fucking pale fishy white physique?
Fuck.
Dwarf little freak. This fucking little fucking prick. This little snot-nosed pipsqueak who looks like a pus-filled pocket pussy. This little uncircumcised, hatchet-headed fucking twat. Stacy walked in the room and looked at the screen and laughed and said,
"What is this guy, a midget?"
and walked out. I have determined that John Tits McGee Moxley is a complete and total waste of time. He worked for the biggest company in the world. Learned absolutely fuck all, dick all of shit. This isn't alternative WWE. This is low-budget, indie, mud show bullshit. Reason 647 why I don't like Darby Allin. He's a complete dipshit.
This brooding twink.
You human Q-tip. Miro. The fuck? A bleached blonde crew cut. A pink women's Mickey Mouse t-shirt. Sweatpants and brown shoes. And I love to play video games too. Fuck you, you Gucci, Bulgarian brute goof. Goddamn goof suit. What the fuck? Miro just wants to go out there and play with his friends. Oh, guess who's next? Pack, you've gone fucking mental, mate. You're a daft cunt. Kenny Olivier is the biggest fucking pussy, one-winged Tinkerbell on the face of the planet Earth. Why are the girls out there with brooms and what the fuck is this? You fucking moron. Nerd, cartoon fucking wrestling joke. Fucking dancing, prancing, jazz hands having, goofy face making fucking idiot. Look like a ballet dancer trying to kill a cockroach. I loathe him. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Anybody who isn't a complete jack-off, and let's face it, you know Jim Ross knows. I haven't talked to him, and he knows this is garbage. This is a whole clown show. And it's the coronavirus of pro wrestling. It's infested. I turned the TV off of who's who in this shit show. It's all fake bullshit and they're not going to pretend it's not. Fuck off. Sonny Kiss rest up like a drag queen in the Tropicana. Cole Cabana. What the fuck? Cole Cabana. What the fuck? Let's talk about the next one. Jack Evans had slipped or stumbled on 3 different kinds of flips. This is an unprofessional bunch of bullshit. Dipshit, silly nitwit, Jake Hager just stands around with a stupid look on his face. Brody Lee sucks in the charisma at an incomparable rate, for fuck's sake. Normal people at home, if there were any watching this, would say, what is this, a Japanese game show? Here comes Brandy Rose with the goddamnedest promo. It was great.
It was incredible.
It was Brandy, and it was great.
Incredible.
Her promos go from sounding like Meryl Streep to sounding like Butch Reed. In the all-time pantheon of promos in pro wrestling, Ole, Piper, Foley, CM Punk, Brandy. Moving on. As a member of the dinosaur lobby, you know what? You're a big piece of fucking awkward shit. You move around the ring like a cow on fucking ice.
Sucks on the mic.
Jury's still out on whether they gave poor Matt Hardy brain damage. Sammy Guevara caves a fucking 30-year veteran's head in, causing him to bleed out on national TV. They see in Jelly Nutella what they see when they look in the mirror. An unathletic, unaccomplished, unkempt, unremarkable goof that so far excels at nothing in life except not being good at anything. I hate to say this about my old friend Chris. Jelly Nutella and Chris Jericho are starting to look like a before and after poster for the effects of alcoholism on meth heads. Uncle Fester, Luther, is fat, pale, flabby, fuckwit. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Fucking shit. What'd they call it? The stadium stampede or football field fuckery? What in the flying French fried titty fuck? 10 jack-offs that just want to have a giggle with their friends and go out and find a football field and play with each other. David Schultz should be there to slap the fucking teetotal shit out of every motherfucker that lowered himself to be involved in this. Fuck all you people. I'm ashamed of Matt Hardy. I'm ashamed of Tony Schiavone. I'm ashamed of everybody involved in it. And it's the last time I'll be watching this fucking horse shit. Why didn't one of the fucking technical people in the truck say, we're not gonna fucking shoot this for all of y'all's sake? I just slapped my own self in the face. For fuck's sake. I will never watch this fucking shit again. And Tony Khan can take his sports-based presentation and shove it up his fucking ass. Fucking asshole. Join us on YouTube or just leave us the fuck alone. You're starting to worry us. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye-bye, everybody. Dear Jim, since football field fuckery sent you over the edge and you swore off watching AEW, we've quit watching too. It's just no fun anymore if we can't hear you articulate what we all feel afterwards, dirty and in need of a shower. Should I just start?
Shut the fuck up.
Cornette says,
Shut the fuck up.
Buck Hogan, balding Buck. These two smarmy little fucks, young fucks, guess who? The middle-aged bucks. They don't have the testicles or the guts. It's like they're on fucking drugs. Everybody else is going, what in the bloody fuck?
We've talked about here on the show how ridiculous the Young Bucks book cover is. Why would that be the picture they chose, them looking at each other's dicks?
Why are they looking at each other's dicks? They're Christian, only been laid once in their life. They didn't have cock on their mind. They probably thought we look like we're praying. God damn it, this is so ridiculous. I am not lying. I don't fucking know these nerds. The Bucks are pussies.
It's not just size.
Those two little goddamn schoolboys.
But it's the shit they do. And the fucking look they have on their face where they're winking at her. Oh, it's all cute.
They're gonna take on TH2. Oh, joy. Can you imagine the mess from those four trampoline gymnasts?
This team, Hybrid 2, is fucking awful.
I'm not a Lucha Brother fan either. These two fucking sock-faced fucks. The Lucha Brothers can't punch. Fuck you. They were helping each other balance.
They can't do their own moves.
They can't do their own moves with each other. Goddamn goof suits.
They suck.
The chuckle fucks.
They suck in the ring.
The butcher and the baker and the candlestick maker.
They suck on the mic.
The dork order. Fucking goofs and the masks and the minions and the creepers.
Fuck the best friends. And I feel bad for FTR.
FTR has become two of the boys. You fucking idiot. You're gonna blow this. They're more polite than the baby faces. Next time one of these ballet dancing cocksuckers tells you that they're gonna fucking dive on you, just walk out of the fucking way. The AEW women's division. Blah, 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 blah. I fast forwarded. I said fuck it. Speaking of fuck it, our little dog pockets. Dimwit dipshit. Our little dog pockets. As a stupid gimmick. Our little dog pockets. He can't punch or kick. Our little dog pockets. This guy needs to be beat with a fucking stick. Fuck you, you fucking prick, you piece of shit. Has anybody yet offered any explanation as to what this goof is, why he acts the way he does, or why the fuck anybody puts up with it? He talks like a bored teenage girl. Fucking prick. He looks like a fucking accountant. He's just bland, plain, small. Blech. Fuck your hands in your pockets, twiddling with your tiny little penis and your microscopic little ball. Blech. Cody is being infected with this fucking disease from this fucking clown. I didn't know that it was possible to make professional wrestlers look any more stupid and ignorant to the general public. But this fucking clown has achieved it. Wow. Has anybody explained why if a guy's getting in the ring and play kicks you in the shins that you don't take the opportunity to knock the fuck out of him like the piece of shit that he is? He's a piece of shit. Our little dog pockets. He sounds like he looks. Our little dog pockets. And that ain't good. Our little dog pockets. Phony fucking goof. Our little dog pockets. Plain looking fuck. Our little dog pockets. Look like Make-A-Wish. Our little dog pockets. And that ain't good. Our little dog pockets. Phony fucking goof. Our little dog pockets. I don't know whether I'd rather see his neck fucking go sideways in 3 different directions or just see his brains explode on the fucking concrete. Moving on. The Mimosa Mayhem match. Oh, no. Pockets versus Chris Jericho. Our old friend Chris, the first thing I wrote, I hope somebody shows the video of this to Vince McMahon. Can you hear Vince? Have a laugh. Have a joke. After one headlock, Jericho's belt broke. He will laugh until he has a stroke. Former mainstream wrestling star Jericho. Chris Jericho, sadly out of shape, past his expiration date, canned ham on a game show. And I'm just so disappointed in what Chris has done to himself and become. And everybody thinks they're a fucking comedian. People that tell me, oh, you just must hate fun. You know, I hate stupid, disrespectful shit done by stupid, disrespectful people. Chris, it's been nice knowing you, but fuck you. Now you've got MJF with shit all over his face, too. Can you not exercise any goddamn control over these fucking idiots? Just take your dick out, Chris, and just jack off on Tony Khan's face. Because you've just ripped him off and raped him. Fucking jack off on Tony Khan's face and slooge in his eye. That's coming.
Sports-based.
Have you ever seen a billionaire prison rape? For fuck's sake. Tony Khan, you fucking four-eyed fucking freak. You look like a seal peering through a block of ice. Admit you've made a mistake and you've got bad advice. Somebody to write the show that knows what they're fucking doing instead of doing this because they used to jack off in their fucking room at night. Ragtag, circus freak, gypsy-looking fuck. Can't even do squash matches right. This program is being booked by and for people who were bullied and picked on in fucking high school.
Fuck y'all.
If you found entertainment in this, you might be one of those people that likes to have their fucking balls nailed to a step stool. Tony Khan's name means absolutely dick all of shit. Nobody gives a shit. A bucking silly billionaire. That's your real sports analytics. Take your real sports analytics, Tony, and shove them up your ass. Rick Moranis with fucking extra curly hair. Probably can't even get his fucking willy hard. Oh, God. I'm repulsed by their product. Blech. If you don't present wrestling as if it was real, then there's no goddamn reason to do it, because then you're just doing a fucking fake fight scene in front of a bunch of fucking stupid people. How dare you? Tony Khan would have been the guy that they turned upside down and shook for change after fucking school and stole his lunch money. A nerd with glasses that they went up and thumped his fucking nose, fucking give a fucking billionaire's little fucking spoiled kid a giggle. How dare you, sir? He's wasting his father's money and that this is all a goddamn variety of horseshit. They've spent money on this. Turner wanted a sports-based presentation. This is the opposite. It's anything but. He's getting fucked. He may like getting fucked. How dare you perpetrate this on all the people that have given their blood, sweat, and tears to keep this industry going for the past 125 years so that you can shit on the airwaves. That was me spitting on my fucking microphone. Closing thoughts?
Yeah, not really.
Good.
Hey kids, are you having fun with your Figures Toy Company Jim Cornette action figure? Well, just when you think you couldn't have any more fun,
it's the Jim Cornette playsets.
Now you can have Jim react to his everyday environments like
The post office.
Comes with Dolly and Ninja Suit. Like Beauty Soul Temple. Pretend Jim is sending out 150 international orders that day and some vacuous mouth-breathing cretin is getting too close. Hey, see that line behind you on the floor? It's where you need to be. Give me my space. Coming soon, bring in John the Hunchback. Soul Temple. Then there's the Jim
Cornette Home Office.
Memorabilia sold separately. Pretend that Jim is going out to the garage, sold separately, to get some more merchandise that he can't mention on his podcast. Open the garage door to let Bertie Sanders in and out. Bertie Sanders sold separately. Pretend that Jim needs new rolling shelves when he runs out of space for his current supplies. Goddamn, I have so many supplies that I need rolling shelves with wheels on them. Rolling shelves not included, sold separately. And now for the older kids,
it's the Jim Cornette Hot Tub Playset.
Comes with bathrobe and pipe. Have fun in the hot tub. Fun sold separately.
It's the Jim Cornette Playsets.
Hope you enjoyed those good old warm-ups. And now it's finally time to start the podcast at 7 o'clock, promised. Guys, let me give some credits here and there. The first song I played twice, just to pad out the time a little more, is a remix of the Starcade theme from WCW NWO Revenge by Carbohydro Music. Really good remix. I actually used it in Fire Pro in some of my matches on Fire Pro Wrestling World. The next batch of songs are known as Jim Cornette Barry's AEW Hip Hop Edition Parts 1 and 2. Yeah, apparently Here's Johnny TV, the guy who composed this, had so much in his brain that he needed 2 parts of Jim Cornette shitting on AEW, which he does on at least on a once a week basis when he reviews that program alongside WWE NXT. And I thought the last thing I would play just for funs is the Jim Cornette playset commercial by Rocky the Ramone, who does some songs for Jim Cornette on his podcast and stuff that they would get to listen to. I thought that would be funny. I thought it would be funny if we had a fake commercial in there somewhere. So obviously, this is all have to do with this wonderful sport of professional wrestling, hence why I decided to start this year's We've Been Talking with a Weebin Wrasslin of sorts. And with that, I am going to introduce not only my co-host, Jason Sir Squiggleton, But we have another special guest. Since we're talking about wrestling, which is a topic he still has a passion for so much that he spends more time playing Fire Pro Wrestling World than doing anything else, like making rants like his fans want. By the way, how's that Punch-Out review coming along? Ladies and gentlemen, Big Al from the BigAl2k6 YouTube channel. And I'll just have to give him a few seconds. 2, 3. Any second now.
What's up?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Sorry, I was kind of losing it at the introduction for Al, but I also want the Jim Cornette play.
comes with the hot tub, which, by the way, oh my god, that gave me a scare that year.
Fun not included.
Waiting for Jason to respond kind of reminds me when I did the podcast with Jim when I introduced him for the Sandra Lee marathon, and he just it took like I was like, "Here's my co-host Jim," and it took him like 10 seconds to respond, and he's like, "Oh shit, am I supposed to say something?"
All right,
and then I was like, "You fucking idiot!" He's like, "Oh fuck it, we'll just roll with it. People love that shit."
that is true. People love unprofessionalism, like when a dog randomly barks in the middle of a podcast because he sees a fucking gorilla with lipstick on.
Or when a dog decides to go ballistic outside a VTuber's window that leads to her being shipped with Corona.
Anyways, by the way, it is MST3K Tom's birthday, so say happy birthday to him so he can feel a little bit better.
Oh, happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Tom.
Because apparently he needed a new fridge in his house.
Oh no.
But you know what's really funny? The very first thing, if you scroll up and see the chat log, I don't know if this person is even here anymore, but the first thing this person says
what the fuck is this?
is, "What the fuck is this?"
And then they left. I don't know. Alice shout out done.
3 decades later, and it's still pissing people off. And that is the gobbledygooker.
Oh, wow, 3 decades.
I fucking love the Gooker.
Well, ironically, he has the same long-running career as The Undertaker.
Oh my god, you're
They
right.
debuted in the same pay-per-view. When they originally, like a couple episodes of Raw or WWE Saturday Night, whatever, they have this giant egg, and they said, "Come Survivor Series, this egg will hatch." And Mark Calloway looked at it and go, "Oh shit, they're gonna turn me into an egg man. They're gonna have me shave my head, wear a stupid egg costume." And keep in mind, this was 1990 WWF. That's not that far outside of the realm of believability.
No,
Red Rooster, Mantar,
The Repo Man,
the Goon.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Zach's comment right now. I missed the title, opened in a new tab, then I got jump scared by the Gooker.
the 90s was where if you can name a profession, they made a gimmick out of it, pretty much.
Repo Man,
the Moonlight
dump
era.
truck. Oh, what? Yeah, wasn't there like Road Hazard or something?
See,
Roadblock.
By day,
That was
I'm just an
WCW,
average.
but-
I'm just an average, ordinary geologist, but by night, I'm intercontinental champion. It's that dumb.
Yeah.
So
Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Yeah.
And lest we forget, Isaac Yankum. Wonder what he's up to these days.
well, apparently he's the mayor of some town in Tennessee or some shit.
He's disappointing me is what he's doing. He should have become a dentist.
No, he should have been fake Diesel.
God, fake diesel for a living. Imagine if fake Diesel got over. What a world we would live in.
God,
you know what? It's that weird thing when every time I talk about the Ultimate Warrior, someone goes like, weren't there like 5 Ultimate Warriors? Like, no, there wasn't. Like, why do people think that? Like, everyone thinks there's like a lot of wrestlers that got replaced, but I can only really think of Doink and Diesel with
Razor.
Shit, what was the other one?
Razor Ramon.
Razor and Diesel.
But no, there's Sin Cara was played by 2 different people.
You know what? Yeah, yes, they did have fake Sin Cara.
And
Doink was played by like 8 different people. Chris Jericho being one of them.
Hey, you know who else was a fake person who was replaced?
Who?
What?
The Gobbledygooker.
You're right.
Oh, that's right.
Because
it all goes back to the Gooker.
It all comes back. All roads lead to Gooker.
Because originally, the Gobbledygooker was Hector Guerrero.
Mm-hmm.
And I think currently he's played by Drew Gulak.
I love that we say currently the Gooker is played by him because they keep bringing him back.
I don't know anything of who Drew Gulak is other than he kind of looks like Tom Hardy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's on NXT or something. I don't know.
He's not on NXT, that's for sure. Otherwise, Cornette would be...
He is a wrestler.
Yes.
That I know.
Okay, let's see. Drew Gulak, he's on Raw, which nobody watches anymore.
Gulak.
Nobody watches Raw anymore.
No.
Oh God, if Mantar got to John Cena levels.
Mantar got John Cena levels of popularity.
Hey, Mantar made it to the Nebraska Hall of Fame, so that's good.
Something.
Alongside Sting. Yeah. I know. So, in regards to the Jim Cornette audio, in reality, he's actually a pretty jovial guy when you actually listen to his podcast. He's a lot of fun to listen to. It's just that every week he has to put up with this shit.
Some more bullshit.
Some more of that Outlaw Mode Show bullshit where people are flipping and missing their spots and botching, and for some reason they'll do a flip, but then they can't fucking hit a table that's 3 feet wide, and they just dunk their head on it. I'm looking at you, Butcher and the Baker with the candlestick maker.
It's funny you mention Outlaw Mud Show because I literally just got Battlegrounds, WWE Battlegrounds.
Oh God!
And here's the thing: it's basically beefed up All Stars with an insane roster, and it has create a character mode and create an arena mode. But create a character mode is kind of pretty limited. But create an arena mode, you can add laser lights and shit, and I gave the first arena I made a backyard motif and called it the Outlaw Mud Show.
Beautiful art.
Raw is boredom. That should be their new tagline.
Raw, then, now, boredom.
3 hours of bullshit that nobody wants to watch.
Imagine the Mantor got over.
Honestly, I like the idea of thinking through some weird wrestling what ifs. Like, what if this person got over?
What if Berserker got over with his Bruiser Brody ripoff gimmick?
Oh my God. What a weird world.
I'm telling you, the Red Rooster would have worked, Jim. If Terry Taylor just owned up to it, it would have worked.
Imagine if Repo Man became world champion.
Honky Tonk Man.
World Continental Champion Steve Blackman. And I like Steve Blackman.
I fucking love Steve. What's your gimmick? I kick things.
Yup. I'm Kung. Oh God.
World Heavyweight Champion Orange Cassidy. Which might happen in the foreseeable future.
God.
Just to spite Cornette.
Probably. Because that's the only reason why they have an extra 200,000 viewers is because some of them are probably their podcast listeners who are watching this and go, okay, now I have a context of what Cornette has to say. Even though it's the same thing, he's going to tell you it's bullshit and that Jericho is fat.
He's fat. Can we have the Steiner Cornette hour?
I don't know, man. I want to see Scott Steiner on AEW, or at least someone show him footage of Jericho so he can look at it and puke.
Yeah.
So he can look at it and go, dear, Tara, I don't want to see your fat ass and get out of here. Oh, God, you piss me off. I'm going to fucking redneck murder bullshit egg.
Christ.
Wrestling's great.
I'm trying to think of other like stupid fucking what ifs with shitty gimmicks.
Well,
as big as the Undertaker.
Well, we're getting a little sidetracked because I bring up the Gooker for one reason.
Yeah.
As we do.
So, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to wrestling before 2020. I kind of phased out after Chris Benoit went insane in 2007 and caused that tragedy. Because A, I was busy with college and anime bullshit, and B, I was just losing interest. So, however, there is a fucking event I go to every year, and that's WrestleCraps.com Gooker of the Year. Yes, they have an award show named after this fucking turkey, and it's basically like the Razzies of pro wrestling, and I think they're going 20 years strong. And, and I am gonna, before I actually go through the nominations, and I'm gonna actually tell you guys what I'm voting for, because here's the fucked up part. I've been following this so deeply, I actually have a frame of reference for almost every nomination this year.
Oh yeah,
because I've seen some of these matches.
You've seen this shit.
I've seen this shit.
Is that the Viking Raiders fighting ninjas? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, that's one of them.
Yes. I'm not. Oh God. Ooh. Okay. When we get to talking about each of the nominations, I will do something that will at least alleviate the blow from the AEW fans in this chat, or who's watching this video post-mortem, because despite everything Jim Cornette was ranting about AEW, at least he can watch it. If you try to tell him to sit through all of Raw, he'll put a gun to his mouth instead and pull the trigger. Because every time they rant about AEW, Raw will have a, hey, hold my glass of bleach with a shot of Tide Pods, and just try to one-up them in terms of stupidity.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and that match was basically a one-up of the football field fuckery.
Yep.
I've seen. Okay, so before you vote for before you say what you're going to vote for, you want to know what I'm going to vote for? Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara, because he legitimately got fucked in that match, and that's the one where Matt got concussed. That's the one where he got concussed, right?
Yeah. Matt Hardy versus
Matt Hardy legitimately got knocked out in that one. I'm voting for that one because like someone actually got hurt, and it's just shameful that nobody did anything to help him.
Yeah, that was shitty.
I'm going to go through extensive things about that because there's more to it too, and it's kind of annoying, but if Jim was in the anime, what it would be like, Kaneko Man maybe, but if Jim was a video game, he'd be Senator Armstrong from Metal Gear Rising.
Oh my God! Retribution is going to win!
Yeah.
Oh man, thanks for spoiling.
I didn't even know about Retribution, but that sounds fucking awful.
I'll get to it. And thanks for spoiling it, Al. God
I'm sorry.
We're going to talk about all these in detail.
Well, anyways, I think I have the link to the article in the description. Yeah, I do. So you guys can click on it and look at it yourselves if you're on a web browser. But yeah, Jim Cornette would totally be Senator Armstrong. He would start wrestling as a business so he can end it as a business. Bring it back to the days of the territories.
I joined the wrestling to destroy the wrestling.
Same. All right, same. Took a nasty fall. Yeah, probably some cheap house show. Try Starcade Ava 7. Fucked up my knees. Could have been part of the Four Horsemen if it weren't for Jim Herd. I'm not one of these bellwether pansies. I can break Vince McMahon with my own bare hands. Throws him up in the air. Don't fuck with this manager. Pulls out a racket and swings it and knocks him into the wall.
Go to the manager league. I want to see Jim Cornette versus Paul Heyman.
Oh, actually, there was a match like that, dude.
Oh, fuck.
A tuxedo match. Apparently, he did a commentary on it. I haven't seen it yet. I think I might watch it tonight after this. Yeah, Jim Cornette did a commentary on his tuxedo match against Paul Heyman when he was known as Paul E. Dangerously, because he had a feud with him with his tag team, the original Midnight Express, versus Jim Cornette's Midnight Express, which was Bobby and Stan. Paul Heyman's, I forgot who the other guy was, but the other dude was Des Condrey for sure. But yeah, Paul Heyman fucking fucked up Jim Cornette. He took an old-timey phone and busted his head open.
Sounds like Heyman.
And Jim Cornette like bled like crazy. So yeah, that happened. You got your wish already. But anyways, let's go through the history of the Gookers, because it's been 20 years. You know that, right?
The 20th Gooker.
So, anyways, I'm pulling up a wiki, going through the list of this shit.
Awesome.
And we'll just talk about one by one. So, Gooker 2000, WCW World Heavyweight Champion David Arquette.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
All this. Sorry, I'm choking.
Go no.
Stomach acid.
He went to a
coming up.
Fozzy show and got Rona.
Oh, I've been coughing. Judas in my lungs. It's a good song though, I'm not gonna lie. David Arquette as WCW champion. All this to promote a movie that completely sucks, and people remember it less than they remember Freddy Got Fingered, which came out a year later.
Wow. Hey, Freddy Got Fingered was a Dadaist classic.
Yeah, well, not fucking Ready to Rumble, which has no relation to a popular Midway video game boxing series that came out at the same time, Ready to Rumble Boxing. Which, by the way, I just found out about a week ago they did try to make a Ready to Rumble game for the Nintendo Wii, and it sucked balls.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, you know what? No, I don't. I really don't have the Rona, Zach. I was drinking my daiquiri and just went down the wrong throat. Yeah. Though I could do an impression of Jim Cornette because here's the funny thing: you can play a drinking game every time you listen to his podcast, and I'll just set up a couple of rules. Drink every time he goes, or drink every time he goes. Where he does this weird starter thing where he just sounds so frustrated and flustered. He goes, "What did that?"
It's
Pockets versus Cody Rhodes. And I wrote this on my notes. I am too proud of I respect Dusty Rhodes and his family so much. I'm not gonna let his fucking son entertain this goose. So I fast forward through the match just to see the finish. Yeah, you can tell I've been listening to him since March.
Yep.
He's been helping me get through this stupid pandemic. Which scared me after the speaking out movement, which apparently somebody tried to take a hot tub story out of context.
Oh, I do remember this.
Dude, Freddy Got Fingered. Better than The Room. I can respect that opinion.
I don't know how to feel about them because they're both bad in different ways.
Yeah, but you get to see a little kid get mulched by a jet propeller at the end of the film.
If The Room had that, it would be the best movie of all time.
Yeah. That's the fate of Danny right there.
Speaking of The Room, I really need to watch Calliope's double feature on The Room and The Disaster Artist.
That's a good double feature.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have it on Netflix, and then I have The Room on DVD. It's signed by Tommy Wiseau.
All right, moving on. 2001. let me do the opening for this. 2001 was the invasion. So, WWF finally buys its greatest competitor to this day, WCW. What fans wanted to see Rock versus Goldberg, or Steve Austin versus the NWO, or NWO versus D-Generation X, or I don't know, maybe an angle involving the Radicals, since they were former WCW guys that people remember, have them get involved in some way, whether or not they'll be loyal to WCW or not. You know, Eric Bischoff going toe-to-toe with Vince McMahon. Maybe they will actually have that match that Eric Bischoff boasted about, saying he could kick Vince's ass. What we got instead was a fucking ego-driven feud filled with some of the mid and low carders of not just WCW, but ECW as well, and it was just a big fat mess. Yeah.
Yeah, the invasion sucks because of what a missed opportunity it was, and there's that moment of Vince with the list of talent, and it's going, what do you think? Should we keep this guy around? Let me hear you, crowd. Boo! While you're getting fired. What about this guy? Yeah! Okay, we'll keep him around.
2002.
I'm looking at it now.
Katie Vick, the Triple H Kane feud.
Oh, no! That's a bad feud, man.
Jason, you're a huge fan of Kane. Why don't you explain this one?
So, I might get the details wrong, but basically, Kane had sort of a relationship with a woman named Katie Vick, who gets killed in a car accident, and then Triple H does a mock funeral where he puts on a Kane mask and pretends to rape her dead body.
And then Kane, years later, brings it up in a comedic section.
Which I appreciate Kane for having a sense of humor about this kind of stuff.
So, you know, not to mention that backstory just undermines the enigma of Kane, who is basically this big Michael Myers inspired burn victim that you don't know much about, other than that he is fucking pissed off all the time and he has this complex relationship with his brother, the Undertaker.
Yep. That's all you needed.
But let's give him this stupid angle because Vince thinks necrophilia is funny. I wish I was being hyperbolic about that.
Yeah, Vince has an odd sense of humor when you listen to anybody who's hung out with him. It's like Vince loves farting as loud as possible. Vince loves the idea of necrophilia. Vince
loves puking. There's a clip where one of the guys who got signed into WWF draws. He's like, hey, before you go, there's something I want you to do for me. Gives him a fucking waste basket. You feel a little queasy? Need some coffee or something? Huh? Where you gonna? Oh God, he's gonna. No, you know what? I'm just gonna pull up the audio right now. Fuck it.
He's up, yo.
You gotta do it.
That's such good shit.
Yeah. Listen to this, guys. I don't think you guys will be able to hear it, but I know the audience will.
Well, I've got one thing I want you to do for me, okay? And that's gonna be right back over here.
Oh no. I've been waiting for this. Okay, I guess
you want a little coffee or what? Huh? Huh? Try not to get it on the rest of my table here. Huh? Can you do that? Huh? You gonna get sick?
That's a possibility.
Huh? Yeah. Oh. Huh? Oh my God! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
That's it. Oh man.
And that was from the documentary series Beyond the Mat. So yeah, that fucking genuine laugh from Vince when he's like, he's gonna puke.
I actually have Beyond the Mat on VHS.
That's a good documentary series. I recommend people watch it.
It is. Like it talks about Mick Foley and Terry. My favorite shot was where the dude's talking about Terry Funk, right? The interview, the narrator is talking about Terry Funk, and he was talking like, you know, how he had such a storied career, and then he's like, these days not so much, and then you see Terry Funk struggling to get out of bed in his underwear.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
Sounds about accurate because of the things Terry did to his body.
Yeah,
and he's still alive.
I laughed. At the time I laughed, but now I feel bad about it.
Oh.
Okay, the next three I actually have, next two I actually have nothing to comment on. 2003, Al Wrasslin, the Tori Wilson / Dawn Marie feud.
Never saw that.
I have no idea what the deal with that is.
See, I started coming back to watching wrestling in 2003 because the advertisements intrigued me, because I was confused at what I saw initially, because it was around the time when Vince McMahon was about to fire Eric Bischoff, but my thought was, wait, Eric Bischoff is on WWE?
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be running Raw? And that's what got me back in, because I know who Eric Bischoff is, because I was a WCW fan for at least the first half of my wrestling childhood. And then he promised to bring back Stone Cold Steve Austin. This was all building up to WrestleMania 19 with The Rock and Stone Cold. And
yep, I remember that.
And then afterwards, he became co-general manager, which, by the way, those segments were the best, because, god damn it, it's the odd couple between Eric and Stone Cold.
That's a good routine.
It's like, no, Stone, what are you doing? I just need to get this piece of crap out of the way. Let me just bring my six-pack. What? Okay, again, 2004, even though I was watching, I really don't remember anything about the 2004 Raw Diva search.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I don't see. I can imagine it being kind of shitty.
I can actually comment on one thing about it.
Okay.
There was a section. I think it was the Diva Search. There was a section where they're like, where they go to like the hopefuls, and they're like, okay, we want you to seduce this. We want you to try your best to seduce this WWE legend. So I'm thinking, who the fuck's gonna be? It was Kamala, the Ugandan giant.
Bastion Booger.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Kamala. Yeah, so he's slapping his titties, and they're like, "Oh, you look so strong and big."
Oh, that's terrible.
I was too busy doing the fucky.
Jesus.
If you remember that blooper promo between him and Mean Gene. I was like, I don't speak a glick of English, but I was too busy doing the fucky.
I did see a clip recently of Yokozuna talking in like a southern accent, and it's so jarring.
Because he's supposed to be a Japanese guy, but he's really a Samoan.
Yep.
Named Rodney Adnoa.
Yep. So they had there was a failed sketch comedy show that WWF tried to do, and they had like a cowboy sketch where like everybody was like at the tavern, and so they had like the outlaw being played by Yokozuna.
Nice. Okay.
Fucking surreal.
2005, the Jim Ross firing storyline and the colonoscopy skit.
Oh, God. Ooh, so it was a tie that year.
No. The colonoscopy... It was related to Jim Ross's firing because they did a skit where he's doing a colonoscopy, and they pull out... It was a modified Dick Cheney puppet, by the way, but it's supposed to be...
I vaguely remember this.
It's supposed to be JR's head, saying he got his head in his ass. And the thing is, it doesn't make any sense. They're bullying JR, which was a thing heels used to do in order to get some heat back in those days, because JR was such a lovable, charismatic commentator. You know, he can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Well, tell that to woke Twitter, who are a little too sensitive over his fucking remarks. I don't know if you remember when he said something along the lines of did she have a wardrobe malfunction, or was my imagination? I forgot what he said, but apparently Twitter hated that.
No, Twitter hates most things.
Well, that is true. JR is not backing down from that bullshit. At least
good
on him. But anyways, yeah, I think it all started with Stone Cold stunning the entire McMahon family, Linda included, who has always been portrayed as a babyface.
I love that wrestling has that sentence.
Yeah, you saw that photo, right? The one with the president and the McMahon family. Is like, Stone Cold gave all these motherfuckers a stunner here, right? Yep. President included.
Linda McMahon sells stunners better than Donald Trump.
She could probably sell anything better than Donald Trump. But anyways, we're getting too political. I thought this
still wrestling.
I thought this was way too far. This was on the level of Ed Ferrara making fun of his Bell's palsy on WCW, if you remember those moments.
Oh God!
Yeah, I think Jim Cornette spit in Ferrara's face after when he found out about that.
God damn.
Oh, 2006. Oh, this one's personal to Al. The WWE's exploitation of Eddie Guerrero's name and legacy after his death, also known as the Eddie-sploitation.
Let me tell you something. This is my all-time favorite Gooker Award article.
Okay.
Because in the beginning, I can't remember who writes the articles, but he basically started by like. He basically started by saying, I didn't want to do this. I don't want to write this. I didn't, but even after people voted for this, I didn't want to write about this because it's so emotional and fucked up.
Yeah.
That, and I'm reading about it and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. I started tearing up because I forgot all the shit that they did in Eddie's name. And honestly, that's what made me stop watching wrestling for a time was the Eddie-sploitation.
Yeah, that's shitty.
Yeah, okay. The guy who wrote the article is R.D. Reynolds, who is the co-writer for The Death of WCW, one of my favorite books. I suggest you guys listen to the 10th anniversary edition on Audible or just pick it up on Amazon. Make sure you get the 10th anniversary edition since it mentions some lessons not learned addendums to that version. But I remember this because you did a rant a long time ago about wrestling, about how it sucked back then. And you mentioned how you saw the scene where I think it was Randy Orton RKOing, what was it, Undertaker on top of like... Okay, what did Randy Orton do in relation to Eddie Guerrero that made him said, I finally killed him?
I think he was feuding with Rey Mysterio, and I can't remember the exact promo, but he was like he was basically saying Eddie's in hell, and then they also blew up Eddie's limo.
Okay, God. Randy Orton apparently blew up the lowrider, and he said, "I killed him. I killed the Undertaker."
Mm-hmm.
And I think you said something along the lines of you turned the TV off, went outside, and screamed.
Yeah.
Apparently, back in the day, there was a guy who didn't like us all that much that didn't like you saying that and called you a Kaneko Man fan fuck.
Well,
that was Metal Mouth.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't want to bring up his name, but yep.
Yeah. He's fine now.
That's good.
Years ago, he basically recanted, and he's like, "Wow, I was an asshole back then." But I did a video years ago where I'm like, I don't even know if it's on the internet anymore. But it was probably on one of my older accounts that got deleted. But it was basically like how people it was in response to people like wrestling's fake. I'm like, no shit, here's Kamala the fucking Ugandan giant, apparently a headhunter that they trained to wrestle.
Yeah,
and then I'm like,
the Ugandan giant from Mississippi.
And then I said, you should. Oh, this is what riled Metal Mouth up when I was like, you guys should watch Japanese wrestling where they actually give a shit about fans. And I showed clips from a Kinnikuman tribute show.
Yep.
where everyone was dressed up as Kinnikuman characters doing real life versions of the moves, and Metal Mouth was like, no, those are for Kinnikuman fans, not wrestling fans. And he just got on my case.
Well, anyways, BRB, I'm going to use the restroom, but you guys can have some banter and chat. Now's a good time to ask Big Al, who is rarely a host on this show, some questions and stuff. Yep. It doesn't have to be wrestling related for now, but because I might be a while. So, BRB real quick.
I'm getting some almonds right now.
So also, what also happened in Beyond the Mat was they were documenting Mick Foley when he was playing the Mankind character.
Yeah,
and he was in a fight with The Rock in an I Quit match. The whole the whole point being, Mankind is such a fucked up character that there's nothing you can do to make him quit, right? He'll take so much pain, and The Rock decided to put that to the test. So what he did was he chained him to the barricade and hit him. He chained his hands behind his back to the barricade, so he couldn't do anything. And gave him like 3 unprotected chair shots right across the head.
Jesus,
it might have been more, but Mick Foley's family was in the front seats, seeing this happen. His son and daughter just like bawling their fucking eyes out as The Rock's doing this to him. And I guess The Rock got chewed out by Mick Foley's wife afterwards, if I remember correctly. But
Mick was one of those people who would just like over time his family became used to seeing him almost die.
Yeah.
Especially after that cage match.
Oh yeah, the Hell in a Cell match where here's it's not funny, but here's something funny about that match. After we all know that he wasn't supposed to go through the top.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the Undertaker legitimately thought he killed Mick Foley.
Yes.
If you see in the original broadcast, you see Terry Funk coming out of the audience, right?
Yeah.
And at the time, in kayfabe, they were bitter enemies.
Yep.
But obviously, they're best friends in real life. And the announcer, you see Terry Funk rushing to Mick Foley's aid, and the announcers had to play it off because remember, kayfabe wasn't dead back then.
Nope.
They had to play it off like, I guess even the bitterest of the bitterest of rivals enemies, have a heart or something like that.
Yeah.
So something like that. Like Jim Ross what a Chad tried to play it off like this was a once in a fucking lifetime thing that happened.
Hardcore champion Jim Ross is a cool
boom boom boom.
Boom, boom. Gotcha. Well, I should not laugh as hard at that as I do, but it's so dumb.
I'm gonna take you to Hip Toss City.
It's not even like from wrestling. It's just some dumb fucks playing a wrestling game. So, wouldn't it be funny if Jim Ross was hardcore champion and they just rolled with it so hard that I couldn't stop laughing?
New Legacy is the name of the YouTube channel. They do a ton of wrestling game streams, and they're just the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, even like a dumb even things that shouldn't be funny, like these guys like make it very funny. Like one of my favorite videos by them is it's a Stable Wars where they play WCW NWO Revenge, and all they're doing is going to the character creator and changing people's outfits to make them part of different stables so they can have like a big long feud. And so it's like, well, you know what? I'm taking Raven's flock. I'll be the New World Order. It's like I'll be the Four Horsemen. And then he at one point the Four Horsemen poach Raven from Raven's flock. I just lost my shit. It's like, can I take Raven? It's like, I don't think anything's happened. Did you claim Raven? No, I didn't. I thought he was included. Nope, I got Raven now.
Hey, I'm back in. Wow, 10 minutes ago, somebody commented on one of my old-ass videos.
Oh, damn. That happens to me sometimes.
I
got a video, I got a video like a month ago on that 10-year-old panty and stocking video I did. Oh man, spoilers! It's like that's the fucking point.
I did a video response to Otaku Assemble Weekly, or OAW Reviews as he calls himself now. But because here's the thing, Larry, the guy who runs the channel, he and I know each other from university. We both we're mutual friend of Fighting Gentlemen, and I always thought he was a pretty cool dude. Tall black guy, dreadlocks. He and I actually went to, I want to say we went to some script writing class together. So that's the only time we were together. We were together as as classmates.
Yeah.
And I think he made a video called Problems with Anime and Manga Today. I can't remember what I said, but god damn it, I was so fucking fat back then.
This is before you donated your fat to Sega to make Yakuza for 7.
Dude, I visited an IRL friend of mine, and I showed him a photo to him and his mother, and they were both like surprised as fuck when they found out that there's a sumo wrestler that used to look like me. It's not just the physique, it's not even just the same face shape, but they even got the mutton chops too.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Okay, anyways, back to the Gookers. This is the best way to start every year for me. It really is. I wish I wish I was in a safari hunting outfit right now, because I just want to hunt down that Gooker. All right, 2006. No, 2007. The Vince McMahon paternity storyline and the reveal of Hornswoggle as his son.
That one was fucking stupid. So here's the great thing about the Wikipedia article. If you just go to the references, it leads you to all the articles.
Yeah,
so if we don't know... Yeah. So I should... Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, continue.
It's how I found out that R.D. Reynolds wrote the Eddie Sport. He probably writes all the Gooker articles.
He probably writes all, yeah.
It's either him or Brian Alvarez, or maybe it's someone else, but we'll find out.
Actually, it looks like it's all R.D. Reynolds up until, like, last year. Holy shit.
Oh,
Fun fact. Speaking of Hornswoggle, I can't remember. It was a couple of years. I think it was the Ladies Royal Rumble from last year. The one where Hornswoggle showed up from under the ring.
Yep.
And scared Vega. I marked out for that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I marked out for fucking Hornswoggle.
Even if it's something really stupid, if like anything, like I love callbacks in any situation because I'm one of those fucking idiots. Like, I saw the thing and I clapped.
Even if the thing I saw initially I hated.
Yeah. Like, unless I despise something deeply, I will always go, yeah, you know what, that callback is pretty cool.
All right, 2008, Mike Adamley, how do you say that last name?
Mike Adamley's stint in WWE?
Yeah, Mike Adamley's stint in WWE. I heard this one was the least offensive Gooker because all he did was just botch names and shit. He accidentally called Jeff Hardy as Jeff Harvey, blah, blah, blah. So it was actually the least egregious Gooker.
I know that clip because that's one of the opening bits of dialogue in Botchamania. Jeff Harvey!
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
2009, Hornswoggle again. The Hornswoggle-Chavo Guerrero feud.
Oh God, that fucking thing!
Oh, it actually combines the exploitation because I know Chavo was heavily involved in that angle.
God, you're right.
I was so pissed off with how Chavo was treated too.
I know.
Because he's not a bad wrestler. He comes from the fucking Guerrero family, for God's sakes.
Wait. Remember that time when they turned him into a white, yuppie, conservative golfer named Armand White?
Yes.
That sounds great. Wait, isn't Armand White that guy who did that terrible Toy Story review?
Oh, wait. Who? What's his name, Armand White? I'm mistaking some people.
Yeah.
I know.
Karen White. Karen White.
Karen White. Okay.
Okay.
But still, they literally whitewashed a Mexican wrestler.
Holy shit.
That's still
Okay,
really fucked up.
Let me ask you something. What's worse, whitewashing Chavo Guerrero, or bringing three in the business and having them ride to the ring in a lawnmower?
Wait. Repeat that last one. You fucked up on me.
Okay. I said, what's worse, whitewashing a Mexican wrestler for a white man gimmick, or taking three luchadors that everyone loves in the business and making them ride lawnmowers to the ring?
Oof. That's kind of a toss-up.
Yeah, that one requires an hour-long discussion.
That's a deep one, because you're erasing someone's culture versus grabbing bad stereotypes about their culture and forcing them to live it. It's like saying you're not allowed to be yourself, or saying you can only be the worst kind of perception of yourself. I think the lawnmower's in that case.
So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it to the chat. You just say either, just to make it quick, you guys can either type in whitewashing or lawnmower.
So,
and we'll see what the votes are.
So while we're doing that, I'm kind of in a deep frame of mind, because I was doing a tabletop on Friday, and there was one of our guys is running his own D&D campaign, and he's going, I want to come up with like a vision for the people, for like my group to see, because they have there's like a font of infinite knowledge in his world, and he says I want to like show them that like what dangers would come from that. I'm like, okay, here's what you do. You have a character wake up in the morning and then say like, hey, roll to look outside, and then they look outside, and he goes like, it's like roll a perception. Okay, you see a bird outside. It's this kind of bird. It will live this long. It has this many molecules in it. This is everything that's ever interacted with the bird. And then just keep going until they go crazy from abundance of information. And I thought that was a really clever way to do like a role play session. Like, no matter what they roll, they will know everything. It's like I'm going to go outside and leave my house. Okay, you know what is exactly going to happen when you leave outside. You're going to encounter this many people. You're going to return home. You're going to live this many years and die this way. No matter what you do. Like, oh, God.
So, yeah, whitewashing or lawnmower. In the meantime,
whitewashing versus lawnmower.
Which one was more offensive?
Whitewashing versus lawnmower is the best pay-per-view ever.
Who were these three Mexicans that were loved that had to do that?
It was Psychosis, Super Crazy, and they called themselves the Mexicools. It was Psychosis, Super Crazy, and there was one more. I can't remember. Psychosis should have never given up the mask.
Yeah.
That was such a fucking bad. It was a Liger-esque mask, and it was so cool.
Oh my God, Juventud Guerrera was the third person.
Oh no, no!
Oh,
not the juice.
Oh, that's sad.
That was the third person.
What? They were mid-carders. I guess if I remember correctly, they jobbed so much.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh boy.
You got Super Crazy and they're all from EC. They're all ECW, WCW alumni.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I know. That's why I know them from. Mostly from WCW.
I think Super Crazy was mostly ECW.
All right, we're halfway there. 2010, TNA Impact's move to Monday nights.
Well, that's just Impact in general.
Yeah. Impact is rough.
Yeah,
it depresses me because like they have good wrestlers, they have really good talented workers. It's just
they had good talented workers.
Yeah,
and then they moved to WWE.
I don't remember. I can't remember if this was a Gooker award, but it has to do with Impact because I remember vividly when Spoonie One was talking about like his Wrestle podcast gave me life. Like,
I know everyone else. Like I know we have. Well, my feelings of Spoonie have been negative. Jason always hated Spoonie, but I used to like him back in the day. And yeah, I did like his wrestling podcast too. Everyone else hated him, but not me.
He was talking about one of his podcasts that I'll never forget was when he was talking about, I can't remember which Impact wrestler it was, but it's they had a mental retardation gimmick where
Eugene.
No.
That's WWE.
No, they had multiple mentally handicapped dudes.
Okay. I think I know what he's talking about. The wrestler
This
was
dude in Impact suffered a kayfabe head injury, which made him so stupid he needed the rule book at ringside, so he didn't do anything bad.
I kind of like the idea of someone like checking the rule book constantly, but I'd like that more for like a stickler gimmick.
Like the whole point of the gimmick was he got hit in the head so bad he became retarded. That's what the gimmick was.
Oh God, I can't remember who that was. Oh God, was his name Eric Ryan?
You want to know what the best part of it was? This was the same year as the Chris Benoit tragedy.
Oh no!
Well, that was 3 years prior.
Oh, it was? Oh fuck.
Yeah, because I think that gimmick happened when Hogan showed up. Everything changed when the Hogan Nation attacked.
I want the army of just the Fire Nation army, but all of them have bandanas.
and that was 3 years later, and yep, leave it to Vince Russo to make something super offensive.
Yep, sounds like that.
But there's this one point that Spoonie had that it's on the tip. He was talking about like how fucked up would it be if they were talking about like head injuries, and then this certain wrestler came out the second they started talking about head injuries, and I can't remember the exact quote, and it's killing me because I busted out laughing when he said it because it was so fucked up.
Oh no!
All I know is that when Impact moved to Monday nights, the build up into it was there was a Mankind ripoff by the name of Chris Abyss, and he was given Hulk Hogan's Hall of Fame ring. And that gave him superpowers.
Spoonie talked about this too, like Ric Flair and AJ Styles are beating on Hulk Hogan, but they handcuffed Abyss to the ropes, and Abyss is like, no, my hero, and then Abyss looks at the fucking wrestling ring that Hogan gave him like it was the Infinity Gauntlet, and he like with the power of Grayskull like
he's
fucking breaks out of the handcuff and charges after him.
Oh my god!
And then later on, he turns heel and starts kidnapping and torturing random people backstage. Not wrestlers, just random audience members. And fucking branding them with 10-10-10, the upcoming pay-per-view that was going to be on October 10th, 2010.
See, that sounds cool, though.
Yeah. Okay, a couple of things. One, Hogan was trying to sell this at This Was the Genuine article because he said something along the lines of, I gotta find this quote because it was the dumbest quote he ever said, to the point where my friend and I still banter about this to this day. Where he says, no more kayfabe. We're putting asses in seats, brother. Ooh, I won like 13 tag team titles. Well, it doesn't matter how many fake belts you won. Yeah, that would probably make Cornette go into a coma when he hears that.
Don't work yourself in a shoot, brother.
So yeah,
I work myself into the shoot. I'll work my way out.
Everything is real. Well, what about Chris Biss randomly kidnapping and torturing audience members? Oh yeah, and we killed them. We throw the bodies in the river. The cops will never know, brother.
That's great.
That, and of course, the ratings were terrible and never got to WCW levels. And obviously, they moved back to, at the time, Thursday nights. 2011, oh my god. I actually have some beef for this one. All things Michael Cole.
Oh yeah.
This might be a hot take to some, but I think Michael Cole is the most boring wrestling commentator in all of WWF. And the fact that there are future commentators who are groomed to mimic his style,
that's awful.
Makes me feel like makes me feel like there's less hope for the future of WWE if it has one after Vince McMahon croaks.
Well, I'm gonna counter your hot take with one of my own hot takes. I kind of liked Michael Cole, but like at the start of like when he started out.
I thought Kevin Kelly.
The early commentary days of Michael Cole when he was with Taz.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I was about to say, the only reason why SmackDown's commentary was so interesting was because of Taz. Just Taz. Like
It's Taz!
Like, I remember this one angle where Eddie Guerrero and Big Show were feuding, and this culminated to where Guerrero whipped out a large feces truck on stage.
Wait, why do they have that?
Okay, so the Big Show was bullying both members of Los Guerreros, and Eddie decided to get back at him. So the best way to do this was that he ordered some burritos that for some reason Big Show decided to take some for himself, and just to add insult to injury, he would spit in one of them and then wrap it up and put it back in the bag or whatever. However, those burritos were probably not the best thing to eat, especially if you have a match a couple minutes prior, because Big Show was walking to the ring having to hold in an emergency number 2. And he had a match with Orlando Jordan, who was basically a rookie mid-carder at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Big Show couldn't hold it in, so he basically took the count-out L and had to run to the bathroom, and Eddie Guerrero was in the bathroom taunting him while he's in the John. He's like, oh, I see you had some of those burritos, ese. Oh, that was from my cousin. I don't know, whatever. But Eddie decided to fucking kick the bathroom door into Big Show, and Big Show was pissed off. He was standing up, but he was holding the door so he could cover his business. However, he immediately had to plop back down the toilet because business was a-flowing. The next week.
It's a big shit.
And I agree, Carnage. I agree, Carnage. Kevin Kelly is better than Michael Cole. He should have been on SmackDown in the 2000s.
Mamma mia!
But thanks to Bucky Beaver, we're not a wrestling show, Jim. Even though we have wrestlers and they wear wrestling tights and there's a wrestling machine. I don't see why you see this as a wrestling show, Jim. So the next week, I think Big Show either attacked Eddie backstage or after one of his quick squash matches or whatever. But afterwards, Chavo was pissed, and he challenged Big Show to a match tonight. Big Show is in a well-dressed suit. He's like, "Look, I'm gonna have a fancy dinner, okay? I'm not in the mood." And he's like, "No, come on, you fats." Anyways, he gets in. Big Show gets in the arena, but Chavo, after the bell rings, he just gets out of the ring, and he takes the 10 count. Everyone's booing until Chavo signals, and a big old sewage truck pops out. And Eddie Guerrero's like, "Hey, look at this. It's filled with caca. Half of it might be yours, Big Show, from last week. And we have a hose for you." And you can hear Taz go. He literally goes, in the same inflection, "Are you serious?" He couldn't hold in his laughter.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Let me give you guys some logic. If somebody brought in from the entranceway a huge truck of raw poo-poo that they're going to use on you, where the fuck do you think you would run to?
in the ring.
You would run in the opposite direction.
Yes.
You would jump into the crowd.
The shit.
Yeah, you would jump into the crowd, start fucking shoving everyone away, run backstage, get into your car, drive the fuck out of there. But what does Big Show do? And I think it was R.D. Alvarez who wrote this article on WrestleCrap. I'll give him this. That part was dumb. You know what Big Show does? He slowly walks towards the ramp, towards the entrance, towards Eddie, towards the sewer truck, putting his hands out going, no, trying to tiptoe over him, but it's too late. He got pukkakied on pretty hard. And,
oh no, Pukaki, the worst.
And I'm not gonna lie, I did laugh my ass off seeing that because they were spraying shit on him. He's trying to block it with anti-slip and he's falling. It was great. It was
God, wrestling is stupid.
Yes, it is. And the worst part is it didn't always used to be stupid. And after everything is said and done, he's like he looks at one of his shoes, it's filled with shit. You can see Big Show crying. To be fair, the next week, Big Show really lost his shit and started attacking Eddie Guerrero and chokeslamming him through his low ride.
Sounds like he found plenty of it.
Well, he finally, the next week, he finally did assault the shit out of Eddie Guerrero, beat the shit out of him, chokeslam him through his low rider, and then afterwards, he took the U.S. title from him. And he eventually lost his tag team belts to the Basham Brothers on that same pay-per-view night. So there was some good heat there. I'll say that much. Do you still play Super Mario Maker 2?
Occasionally.
By occasionally, never. You've been playing Fire Pro Wrestling.
Until it killed the save data.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta say this because I'm so fucking pissed. I made a video about it, but so Fire Pro Wrestling at this point is, I think it's like 3 years old. Fire Pro Wrestling World is 3 years old, right? It's got countless amounts of it's got countless updates until it's got roster updates and shit, and then eventually I think Movecraft is the last update they're gonna have, and then after that it's quality of life shit, where you can create your own moves frame by frame, and it's one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen. What's not one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen is the fact that the game is 3 years old, and they still haven't worked out how to get rid of the save data bug that corrupts everything that you have made, and the game refuses to boot.
Oh, that sucks.
And nobody that I know of can pinpoint a source as to why it does that. Like you'll be updating, and the game will be playing fine, and then the next day, even boot to the title screen.
Oh.
And it's because your save data is corrupted, and the only way to rectify that is to hope to God you have a backup save, and just replace with that. Luckily, I do have a backup save, but it's several months old before I started playing Fire Pro Wrestling again, and it's on a flash drive. So everything on that save data is like before I updated everything currently.
Damn.
With the new DLC and shit.
Didn't you upload a lot of your creations to their
much of what I uploaded was Movecraft, so at the very least I have that. And
it seems like Movecraft was the one you were using the most anyway.
Yes, Movecraft was the one I was using the most, and thankfully I have a couple of my creative characters on the workshop too.
Yeah.
But I was talking to Buddy Gray, and I said to him, you know what, I'm just gonna start from scratch, because honestly, probably 80% of the roster that I have, and keep in mind, I have hundreds of characters that I have. 80% of the roster roster that I have on Fire Pro Wrestling World is filler. Like it's just the pad out roster. Like I have people like Elias and Mantor and fucking Repo Man and it's literally just there to pad out the roster. I even have like jobbers that have only ever won like one match in their career and shit. I have Battle Cat and Max Moon.
Do you have Gilbert?
Yes, I have fucking Gilbert.
Good for you. Jim Cornette loves Gilbert.
That's great.
He thinks he's a great person.
And I should have the Toxic Turtles. You remember? Gilbert was one of them.
Well,
like,
I know of Cowabunga the Ninja Turtle, which is something Cornette fought.
How does Cornette feel about James Ellsworth then?
Well, his excuse is I'm just a worthless little jobber, and the guy under the turtle suit is actually a professional wrestler. So that's why that stint works.
They've only ever had one match, I think, and you could probably see it on YouTube if you look. But it was this really short. It was this really short tag team match versus the Toxic Turtles and these two jobbers that no one's ever heard of. And oh my god, I found it! I fucking found it!
Good.
I wish we could watch it live, but I still don't know how OBS works to watch videos, so.
I posted it in the no mic chat section.
Good.
But I'll post a link to it in the there you go. Right. In the chat. For people who want to look at this fucking stupid shit.
To answer Carnish's question, why would WWE put a guy, Adam Pearce, who hasn't wrestled for years in the ring with Roman Reigns? Because
it's WWE.
Because it's WWE. They're idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, AEW is kind of dumb.
A dumb man alive.
But they're not WWE stupid. At least not yet. They're not.
But continuing on with my Fire, I just want to say this one thing about Fire Pro, and then we continue. I think it's inexcusable. But, like, okay, when No Mercy had that save bug, they put out a new version of the game, and that was a cartridge. That was a cartridge game.
Damn.
They're when Jason, you know about the save bug for No Mercy, right?
I actually don't.
Okay, so in older copies of WWF No Mercy, there was a save data bug where you'd be playing your game like normal, and then suddenly everything that you unlocked and all the characters you created would be gone.
Fuck.
Damn.
And with no indication of it, with no I'll tell you what happened one time. I was playing a match with I was selecting my created character, and when the match started, the default character came out, and everything that I had was gone. And no one knows what causes this, but what happened was when people when people made note of it, I guess Aki must have patched it and then re-released the game. And that was a cartridge game. This is a 3-year-old always online game from Steam. There's no fucking excuse.
The excuse is that Spike's Chunsoft isn't making their money from that IP. That seems to be their excuse.
Making their money from what?
They're not making their money from Fire Pro. They're making their money from Danganronpa. That's probably their fucking excuse. Anyways, moving on. We still got
quite a few things left.
Okay. The next 2 years are actually going to TNA Impact. 2012, Claire Lynch, which is an AJ Styles / Chris Daniels and Kazarian feud. Now, my friend told me about this angle before it was voted as a Gooker.
I just looked it up and holy shit.
Yeah, it was briefly referenced in Botchamania. But apparently it involves like a crack addict that may have fucked AJ Styles or some shit.
Yeah, so basically, an old flame of AJ Styles shows up, says, "I'm pregnant with your child. Also, I'm a crack addict." It was a crack baby angle.
Okay, here's
amazing.
here's where things get weird and kind of bad and almost depressing.
Yep.
I think it was like after a match where there was a particular stipulation, or after a pay-per-view, I can't remember which of the two, but the feud was supposed to go on. But then a lawyer shows up saying, oh, by the way, Daniels and Kazarian were actually hiring this woman to defame AJ Styles. Okay, thanks, bye. And the angle is done.
Wow.
The reason is because the internet hated it so much, they actually found out who Claire Lynch was. She was an actress who apparently plays this Olive Oil at some live-action Popeye show somewhere.
Oh my God.
And my friend told me this, and when I heard that, my reaction, and keep in mind, this is current Dark Scream. This isn't kayfabe Dark Scream, or this isn't. What I mean is, my response was, so everyone knows wrestling is a work. So they found out that her real name and shit got out. Apparently the comment section in that WrestleCrap article saying, well, that's half of the story. The other half is she was fucking harassed like hell on social media. Which let's be honest, even though there's no evidence, I can believe it on faith.
Yeah.
I can, because everyone gets harassed for all kinds of shit. People are still giving death threats to this day, which still pisses me off.
Yeah.
Over a difference of opinion, not even politically, just on like a superficial thing on wrestling and shit. People wanted to see Cornette fucking ruined and canceled just because he doesn't like modern wrestling. Well, you don't like what he says? Oh, God. Let's rant about the Young Bucks for a bit. You know, the Young Bucks are like fucking Mac and Dennis from Always Sunny to me. They're so stupid. They can't accept the fact that there are people out there who probably think their shit stinks. So every time, whenever they hear criticisms from Cornette, they think it's a work from him. They think this is. Have you listened to his shoot interviews from like in the 2000s when he was shooting on Vince Russo, when that used to be his mortal enemy from back then? He's been consistent on his opinions. It's like what Al Snow said. You know, he likes Cornette, but he has no middle ground when it comes to his opinions. He's either super nice or he will super fucking tear into you very viciously if you screw up. So they think they're ribbing him because he's trying to get a job at AEW. And that bugs me because I'm like, wow, you can't accept the fact that there are people out there like me who don't like your shit. You think everyone is ribbing you just to see if they can get something at the end. That is super fucking delusional. You know, you could just... Oh, wait, hang on. My internet's farting. My internet was farting.
Oh, no. Not again.
Man, I was in the middle of a heat. Don't worry, OBS didn't disconnect.
You're in the middle of a shoot.
I was saying, the fact that they're so delusional that they can't accept that not everyone likes their shit. They think there's a fucking ends to a mean. Like, oh, they're just saying that because, you know, they're trying to get views or they're trying to get a job. Or maybe they're saying that because they really don't like your shit. And if that's the case, you can always just say, fuck them. You know, there's people who probably don't like my shit. Fuck them. I'm not trying to please them because I don't even know if they can be pleased. Jesus Christ. Anyways,
I didn't lose any sleep.
Oh, now OBS. Oop.
OBS shitting.
Oh, no, we're back. Okay. Anyways.
Hey.
No. Now I don't.
Oh, God.
Now I don't know. Let me check OBS's how it's running.
Per stream.
Okay, it seems to be running just fine. Okay. Anyways. God damn it.
I'm not gonna say. We're not gonna say anything till we get this shit working.
I don't know. It keeps freezing every 5 seconds.
Rip.
Hey, chat, is the stream working just fine? Yes or no? Maybe it's just my internet. Let's find out. I do have a lot of tabs open.
I'm just buffering.
I don't know. On my end, it looks like. Okay, we're gonna try without the Ethernet. Oh, and buffer. Jesus, why is it buffering so much?
No. Oh God.
Okay, how about now? Oh my God, this would piss me off. How do I shrink the bitrate? Can I shrink the bitrate without
We do it? Oh.
I'm not seeing the buffering logo.
Oh, yeah! We did it!
How many frames was dropped out after?
Pre-slaughtered.
Okay.
Do a smooth.
Okay, that was a detour. Anyways, so yeah, Clara Lynch Ingle. Fucking sucked. Moving on. 2013. Dixie Carter's heel turn. So, Dixie Carter realized that she's an incompetent bimbo who can't run a fucking wrestling promotion. So she decides to turn heel as an incompetent bimbo who can't run a fucking wrestling promotion. To the point where she chased both Hogan and AJ Styles away.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm like, what the fuck is this angle even? This is crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Ugh.
Yeah, you literally see Hogan walking away while Dixie was grabbing him by the ankle as he's just...
No, please stay, Hogan!
And AJ Styles, who is a talented wrestler and was loyal to Impact...
Yep.
And you know what? In hindsight, after seeing what's been going on with him recently... He should have stayed. You'll see
what's going on with him now.
You'll see what I'm talking about when we get to the nominations.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. By the way, was it always buffering every 5 seconds, or did it just happen recently?
It just kind of happened, like, it just happened in that one brief moment.
Look, if there's a technical issue, I do want the chat to be the first to speak up.
Definitely. Yell at us when our internet does a fucky-wucky.
Look, who do you think I am? A member of Channel Awesome? I'm going to try to be nice and work with you.
Internet's fine.
That's fine. You guys suck. Fun Fancy 9.
You're the problem.
Yeah, everyone's the problem. We fucking covered up for a pedophile.
Oof.
Dude, nothing is going to top that oh shit moment for me. That's the greatest.
God, that was... I don't know. Change the channel was an offshoot of that. So
it started, then got comically bad when you noticed. Oh.
Yep.
Well, it seems fine on my end. I have it set to auto, and it's still running at 720p, which is what I have the settings for. All right.
Holy shit! Next year is such a long article. 2015.
Oh, 2014.
I read the 2014. Yeah.
2014 is actually co-winner, which thank God, because I don't think one of them should have been a nomination.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon's comments about Brass Wings and the Bell Twins feud. I don't have anything to say about
the Bell Twins feud.
Well, I haven't even seen wrestling at the time, so I think I read the article, but nothing of it. Nothing stuck out.
The only thing I remember about the Bella Twins feud is one of them going, "I wish you died in the womb."
See, I can't remember if that was where RD said, I don't know if he had a nomination for that year or the following year, but he wrote an article about a match on Impact between Shelly Martinez and Rebel Wilson. That's the
yes, that's my favorite match ever.
My
match. No, man, you know what? Jim Cornette needs to do a commentary on that match. Just to hear.
No, I want Bill Burr to do a commentary on that match.
Dude, the commentators are like, you think you've seen everything in the world of professional wrestling?
Like the best part of that match isn't even her screaming my vag. It's the moment where the finish of the match comes up and she runs to the ropes, gets hit by nothing, acts like she got hit with something, then gets pinned for the 3 count.
I don't even think she did that. Like, I think she just looked to see if she could find something to hit Shelly with. Couldn't find anything and just pushed her.
Find anything, and then Shelly just acted like she got hit.
Oh God.
And then just flipped over the ropes, did nothing, and got pinned. It's so bad.
See, the reason why I didn't think Vince McMahon's comments about brass rings was because the Gooker is supposed to be dedicated to like the worst wrestler, the worst gimmick, the worst angle of the year. These are comments that he made on Stone Cold's podcast, which, don't get me wrong, and it was basically a response to CM Punk's comments on Colt Cabana's podcast. You know, the infamous.
Regardless, I think the pipe bomb promo was some truth.
Well, this was after he fucking got fired from them, so
yeah.
This was the infamous Z-Pack comments, as well as the time where he said he shat himself in a match.
Just shit my drawers, please retweet.
Please like and subscribe. Just shit myself.
Man, that's the worst feeling, where you try to rip a fart and you shit yourself, and you just have to smile and move on, and you think you're okay, but you're not really okay because you shat yourself.
I can safely say that's only happened to me like twice in my whole life, so.
2015, the Rusev and Summer Rae / Dolph Ziggler and Lana feud. Oh, Rusev and Lana.
I think I remember this.
By the way, Rusev is on AEW as Miro, the Bulgarian gamer. So he's doing angles where he has to avenge his fucking dead video game console or some shit.
What?
Oh, I told you about this last time, and I said
I think I remember it, but it was pushed out of my brain because I couldn't handle it.
Oh, I thought you said you liked it because I said, you might enjoy this because it's the correct amount of stupid.
Okay. You know what? I think I do remember, but yeah. I like that.
Yeah, he's fighting. Oh, there's a tag team known as the Best Friends on AEW, and their gimmick is that they're a bunch of man babies because they had an entire angle with Santana and Ortiz because Santana Ortiz destroyed Trent's mom's minivan. So they're having a whole stupid angle about, you need to pay for his mommy's minivan. And I'm like,
oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, I figured you would like that. To me, I'm like, I have complete 180 feelings when it comes to wrestling as a medium. When it comes to my films and TVs and shows, I prefer things to be a little more lighthearted, even if it is dark in tone.
Yeah, same here.
But when it comes to wrestling, I'm like, dude, I want to see a guy beat the shit out of the other guy because they have a legit reason to hate each other. Not this stupid comedy shit. When I say modern anime sucks, I'll get some people to agree with me. When I say modern video games suck, which that's not true mostly, I'll even get some people to agree with me. Even though I'll say this, modern video games are still great. It's the modern business practices that rub me the wrong fucking way.
Fuck you, Paul marketing.
Yeah, Paul marketing is the worst, as well as Johnny Crunch Time.
Yep.
But when it comes to wrestling, when I say, wrestling back in the old days, I mean, like in the 80s and 90s, that was better. Everyone's saying, oh, you're just an old boomer that's out of touch. This is how wrestling needs to be, where you lob hand grenades like little bitches and not have any real athleticism.
I like the athleticism. Like, that's the thing. I think wrestling is at its best when there's a bunch of serious feuds going on, then one wacky out of nowhere one. Because if they're all wacky, then it really saturates the market.
Like, I like my buddy Lance. He recommended me the Elgato. He recommended me a lot of hardware. So I took his word at face value when he said Orange Cassidy was going to be the next greatest thing. So I looked up one of his matches thinking, oh, this guy might be the second coming of Stone Cold Steve Austin / John Cena / Hulk Hogan / Andre Giant, whatever the fuck.
Nope.
And then I tried to watch one of his matches, and by the time where he lazily got out of another hold and did nothing while the fucking opponent just like fucking shrugged his shoulders like a goof, I had to turn it off. I'm like, no, fuck it. This was before listening to Cornette, by the way.
Yeah.
So my opinion on him was already solidified. I'm like, oh, no. I just want a guy who doesn't give a fuck and would beat up his boss because he's a prick. Remember when Stone Cold would just fucking fill Vince McMahon's fancy car with cement?
Good. As it should be filled with.
Remember when he assaulted him in the hospital and
that's the best.
smacked a bedpan over his head?
Yeah.
Remember when he, in the early 2000s, he would chase him all over the arena with an ATV? Good times. No, Steve.
Good old Attitude Era.
Remember when Jonathan Coachman would get a fucking 3D from the Dudley Boys because he was an arrogant little shit who was acting like an asshole? Remember when Jim Cornette would get a face full of cake from the Rock and Roll Express?
Remember that time Al Snow ate that dog?
God damn it, that's not one of the good moments, but I...
Remember when The Undertaker lynched Big Boss Man?
Oh no, we're ruining
They
it.
did not censor that, by the way. If you go to the WWE Network and watch that WrestleMania 15 match, I had to see if they even... Because I heard they were censoring it, and I'm like, no, please don't censor this. This is so insanely stupid. I had to see this. And sure enough, Big Boss... Why was Big Boss Man involved in some of the stupidest shit ever late in his career? He used to be Jim Cornette's bodyguard.
I feel really bad for Bam Bam Bigelow.
Why? What happened to him?
No, I just mean like near the end of his career, he lost like the title at WrestleMania to like a football player.
The Fridge.
The Fridge. Yeah. Actually, I don't think it was the Fridge, was it?
Let me see.
Carnage. I know what you're talking about. We're not talking.
I'm not
about
talking
that.
about that shit.
I know.
It was Lawrence Taylor.
Oh.
It was Bam Bam versus Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor, yep, that's who it was. And Lawrence Taylor won clean.
Okay.
He wrestled okay for a football player who barely had any training.
He asked as fuck, but he wrestled pretty well.
The next three I'm gonna kind of sort of blitz through because again I did read those articles and like I said, the Gooker was like the only thing that was still with me on tradition.
You better not blitz through 2018.
Okay, I won't do that, but the next two I'll blitz through. 2016, WrestleMania 32, 6 hours long.
Yeah.
That would kill a man.
The main event was Roman Reigns versus Triple H.
Who fucking cares?
That was when Roman Reigns won and people booed him for like 30 minutes.
2017, Jinder Mahal as a roided out WWE champion.
God, the ultimate Roidy Magoo, Jinder Mahal.
Now, 2018, Crown Jewel. Yeah, we shouldn't blitz through this.
Oh my god.
Crown Jewel.
AKA Collision in Korea Part 2. Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
For those
Renegade Studios, I think is the YouTube name. Renegade Cut did a fantastic video on WWE's involvement with the Saudi Prince.
Yep. Oh, jeez, yeah.
Let me link it to. Here we go. WWE and the Saudi royal family. I'll link it to the chat. And I'll also link it to you guys so you can watch at your own leisure.
All right.
In the No Mic chat.
Gotcha.
It's such a good fucking game. It is such a good... It's almost half an hour long, but it's such a good video.
Yeah, but for those who don't know, Crown Jewel was a a wrestling event in Saudi Arabia paid for by Saudi royalty to the tune of $60 million, where they brought in like every out and out wrestler that like hadn't wrestled for a long time because the Saudi royalty wanted it,
including Kane, who just got elected as mayor.
Yeah, they brought back Kane.
And DX. They brought back fucking DX.
Yeah, they brought back DX. No, but the best one is that one of the Saudis said, it's like, we want Yokozuna. It's like,
that was Greatest Royal Rumble.
Oh, it was?
Yep. That was Greatest Royal Rumble.
Jewel.
No, but they both take place in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay, so it was like a Saudi Arabian match, but that was the one where said we want Yokozuna. It's like, he's been dead for years, and then they brought in just another sumo guy. It's like, this guy's supposed to be the next Yokozuna!
Wait, did they seriously remove WrestleMania 24 because Snoop Dogg went to AEW?
Oh my god.
That's fucking stupid.
That is such a Vince thing. That is such a petty Vince thing.
By the way, for the record, I'm listening to Corny's latest podcast right now, and I just got to the Cody Rhodes match where Snoop Dogg was at ringside holding Arn Anderson's fucking notepad. And I do like the remix he has for his theme song. And Cornette's about to rip into Snoop Dogg, but his co-host Brian Last is like, no, I'm not gonna let you do that. And I'm like, no, you defend. Like, I don't know how he was handled specifically in AEW, probably poorly, who knows. But I like Snoop Dogg, and I always will. That guy is the most chill motherfucker in the planet. So even if he does something wrong, I am willing to forgive because I fucking love his music. I fucking love him.
Snoop is just doing whatever he wants to do right now. It's like people are going, hey, Snoop Dogg, what are you gonna do with your life now that you're retired from rap? It's like, I'm gonna be in movies. I'm gonna wrestle. I'm gonna cook with fuck. How did I forget that like famous chef's name? Or not even chef.
Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart, yeah. Not even a chef, but yeah. I'm gonna do a cooking show with Martha Stewart. Fuck it.
I'm gonna get high and look at this YouTuber named Korone Inugami. What's that all about?
Wait, did he do that?
No, but god damn it, dude. Somebody there's a story. Hold on.
Yeah, my favorite Snoop Dogg quote ever is this guy brought in a hyperdimension Neptunia mouse pad.
I was about to bring that up.
Wait, what?
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, and this is like he has like a picture of him and Snoop Dogg with this Neptunia mouse pad. It's like, yo, this is some wild shit. It's like a little girl, but she's got big tits.
Someone also did Homestuck art for Snoop Dogg, and it was Snoop Dogg and the Cat Girls, and he was like, yo, this shit wild.
God, I want to just hang out with Snoop Dogg and tell him about all the dumb weeb shit, and he'll just like nod slowly and be like, "Yeah, whatever." It's like, you cool, man.
No, check out this. There's a shark girl who's trying to exercise. Her name is Gargura. She's admitting a challenge to all her fucking companions.
Oh God! So there was a video recommended to me called "Don't Close Your Eyes," and it was just Gura doing some of the Ring Fit challenges and making some noises that sound like something else.
I could see that. I mean, wow. The funny thing is, I think she's in better shape than Ina because I've seen Ina's playthrough of Ring Fit. She's not even playing on the maximum difficulty.
Oh, definitely not.
No, I can tell because
in better shape than Luna and Marine. Holy shit, Marine gets gassed instantly.
I should know because I play that game and I still use it to exercise every other day.
It's because she runs on horny energy.
Yep.
And
she's so when she run out of. I will say the fittest members of Hololive is probably Noelle and Coco.
Anyways,
yeah, Coco can work it. Holy shit.
Anyways, rewinding back a couple minutes ago because who knows, my connection might have been dying. What's more offensive? It's taking a Mexican and whitewashing him to be a generic white conservative? Or having 3 Mexicans run in with a lawnmower as their ring entrance. Lawnmower, whitewashing. I want to hear that in the chats. Come on, what's more offensive to you?
Come on, let's hear it.
All right. I never even heard of Big Time Rush.
Carnage Ray says, Dark Scream, I like Snoop Dogg, but I can never forgive him for doing a song with Big Time Rush.
Dude, he was, I think Snoop Dogg was like in a rock band game, and my friend and I go, but why? He's a hip hop star. And he's like, yeah, but you know, it's Snoop Doggy Dogg. He needs to get a jobby job.
Remember, Snoop Dogg is canon in the Tekken universe.
Okay.
Remember,
hold on. Matt is
remember
saying lawnmower is more offensive than whitewashing a Mexican. So we got one vote for lawnmower.
Remember when Snoop Dogg did a collab with Psy?
Oh yeah, that sounds awesome. I love Psy.
Okay, anyways, let's move on to 2019 because I actually saw this pay-per-view match. Seth Rollins versus The Fiend at Hell in a Cell. Al, this is also personal to you because you made a fucking stream in response to this, and I was there.
Wait, what was it? I'm sorry.
Seth Rollins versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt at the Hell in a Cell 2019.
Oh, yeah. Hey kids, do you like curb stomps? Do you like watching a wrestling show as if it was viewed through a fucking Virtual Boy filter?
Do you like shitty camera angles that are so bad it will actually make you puke?
I think the thing that settled it for being one of the worst matches I've ever seen, besides like the 20 curb stomps in a row and having the feet still kick out, was at the very, very end of the match, where after everything that they've done to each other, he gets out a sledgehammer, right? Seth gets out a sledgehammer. Like, what was it? Bray Wyatt was on the ground and the steel steps were on top of him, right?
Right, like he was fucking hitting him with everything, like chairs, fucking a fucking toolbox. All the while the commentary is like the Fiend. By the way, every time they mention the Fiend or Bray Wyatt, the commentator Michael Cole or wherever, or his fucking knockoff counterpart, whatever his name is, he keeps calling him the Fiend Bray Wyatt all the time. So he pulls out a sledgehammer, and the referee tries to stop Seth, who is the babyface, by the way. When Bray was doing his ring entrance, Seth Rollins was like in the is in one of the ring corners carrying like a little pussy. By the way,
anyway,
and on a side note, what they're doing with Seth Rollins lately is basically the new age take of the Big Boss Man back when he was a piece of shit stealing dead bodies and feeding people their dogs. He's literally become that bad now.
Jesus.
But anyways, he got the sledgehammer and the referee tries to stop it, and you can literally hear him say, "No, don't do this, Seth. You're better than this." Apparently the referees are also trained thespians. Anyways, Al, what happened afterwards?
So keep in mind, literally everything else was. It's a fucking Hell in a Cell match, right?
Yeah, known for infamous moments like Undertaker throwing Mankind out of the off of the top rope twice. Second one wasn't even planned. Everyone thought Foley died.
And then it's also the match. It's also the match type where the Undertaker lynched the Big Boss Man. Remember, anything goes. It's essentially a hardcore match with a cage, right? So anyway, Seth tries everything to take out the Fiend. So he has one more trick up his sleeve. The Fiend is on the ground. He puts the steel steps on the Fiend. He gets the sledgehammer. The ref is freaking out. He takes the sledgehammer, smacks it on the steps, gets DQ'd.
Let him repeat that.
Okay.
In a no DQ match, in a hardcore match where almost anything goes, even though he was whacking him with a toolbox like 20 times, even though he was doing like 16 different head kicks.
And not to mention, the Fiend also had that cartoonishly large sledgehammer of his own.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, that looked so stupid. That looked like a fucking convention cosplay prop. No, I take that back. I've seen
Fiend cosplay Harley Quinn.
I've seen cosplay weapons that looked more menacing than that. It was so stupid. Oh, God.
Becky Lynch, or not Becky Lynch? Who the fuck is the what the Alexa Bliss might as well be the Fiend's Harley Quinn at this point.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
And I'll try my best to help.
Hold on. Something.
Sorry, my Alexa app. You know, in the room, the ALEXA heard blah blah Bliss's name and then started recording everything.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Okay.
But yeah.
Anyways.
So yes. So there was I forgot the name of the podcast, but X-Pac was on it, Sean Waltman, and he lost his fucking mind. Like he was like, how the hell do you DQ someone in a no DQ match?
By the way, Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac, he is the most stand-up guy of the clique. I like him the most because he has a head on his shoulders to this day, and yeah, that's an appropriate response. Everyone, of course, in the audience was so pissed off they were chanting "Restart the match, restart the match," and then after that they were chanting AEW, AEW. Yeah, there's cell phone footage of that. And by the way, on a similar note, I can't stand Bray Wyatt. Like, everything around him is actually a little interesting. I can see why you like him, because he's basically a psychotic Mr. Rogers who has an alter ego that looks like a fucking serial killer. And I will admit, his mask is very scary looking because it was designed by Tom Savini. But when it comes to his actual ring work, you're going to get one of two different responses. Sheer utter boredom, or you're just going to be pissed off because it's that bad. Of course, Hell in a Cell was in the latter. So was the swap match. But everything I've seen of Bray Wyatt and his ring work makes me not want to see him anymore. Like, okay, you almost had something. I would have forgiven the puppet show. And I also hated the Firefly Funhouse quote-unquote match. It wasn't a match. It was a stupid little... Okay, I will say this much. I like seeing John Cena going through his older years in his career, and I even like seeing him in the NWO attire.
The heel persona we should have gotten years ago.
And the puppet Vince was pretty funny. There's such good shit. But outside of that, I thought that match was fucking stupid. I'm like, man, why couldn't it have been more like the Boneyard match, which was probably WWE's best cinematic match? Even the Boneyard match had its problems, but I still enjoyed it at the end. Okay. Those are all the Gookers.
Yep. And which brings us to today.
And we are going to go through the nominations. And like I said, I actually have a shitload to say about most of them. But for a second, BRB, I'm going to use the restroom again. And I'm going to get me a refill because, oh my God, I can't do this sober enough. Ooh, I am so big excite, dude. Big excite. So yeah, keep the chat busy, guys.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know why anime Disney fans talking about Vern Troyer since he died years ago, so I'm kind of confused. Seen a cosplayer in this guy. You guys, big house was caught. Yeah, caught playing Dumbledore from Harry Potter. Does not fit the part. Worst cosplayer you've ever seen. Worst cosplayer I've ever seen is 90% of Deadpool cosplayers because they won't shut the fuck up.
Let's see. SD Zamarin, how many wrestling promotions you watching? Point at the moment, none.
I watch OSW reviews and I listen to dumb shit when they send me clips from the Cornette podcast. That's my extent of wrestling knowledge.
Major League Wrestling is okay. That had Tony Schiavone on it.
I watched Lucha Underground for a time. Not very long. For a little bit.
Let's see. Hey, remember Extreme? God, what was it called? It was this promotion that put in like that put in extra explosions and camera shakes.
Oh, shit! I don't remember, but that sounds very familiar. And Zach, hey, I'm gonna correct you on that. The stream doesn't everyone falling unconscious again. That was just me who fell unconscious that one time because I couldn't stop.
God, what the? Let's see.
Oh yeah, KFC making its own gaming console with the chicken heater in it, and apparently the specs on it are actually good. It's just a gaming PC.
It's a gaming PC /air fryer.
Yeah. So, oh boy, I can't wait for to play some PC games and have my room smell like fried chicken.
Boot up Cyberpunk on it.
God, ugh. I'd rather boot up a good game.
Oh God, is it actually bad, or is it just like the crunch?
Honestly, it looks okay. It's just not my cup of tea because I'm just not that interested in it.
Okay.
I mean, I dumped all my time into Yakuza 7. I have nothing left to do in that game except complete the final optional dungeon, and holy shit, that thing kicks your ass.
My attention keeps being brought to the asses in the background of.
Oh yeah. Oh, Plus Size Elf is a great manga. That needs an anime.
Specifically, that scene right there.
Oh, just that scene needs to be animated. But yeah, I've been. So there's that joke of like, oh, Persona 5 fans think everything that takes place in Japan is Persona 5. They look at Yakuza 7 and they go, is this Persona 5? I'm going to come out and say it. Yakuza 7 is Persona 5. There is some shit. They have very similar menus. Again, they have the Japanese thing going on, like some dumb game aspects. The plot is about taking down a corrupt politician, and there is an alternate thing in the game that punishes you for dating multiple people in a very similar way that Persona 5 does.
Wrestling Society X, that's what that thing was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So here's something funny about Yakuza 7. I didn't realize one of the main characters is played by George Takei.
Huh.
And I just didn't hear it in the entire game. It's like Arakawa played by George Takei. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, I guess so. But yeah, Yakuza 7 was amazing. I've pretty much done everything.
I'm still looking at the Toxic Turtles. It's so fucking dumb, but I love it. I love this stupid shit.
Yeah, anime Disney fan, I will say Persona 5 Royal's a fantastic game, and I wasn't really that excited for it until quarantine happened, and I'm like, I need this game right now. And it was so good to have at that time, and the changes they make to the game are fantastic, and the extra content is so good. Like, the final boss is one of my favorite final bosses in any game ever. Not for, like, how he's fought, or, like generally the gameplay standpoint, just the story standpoint and what it does is so good. And the ending of Yakuza 7 is very similar to how Persona 5 Royal does its final confrontation, too. It's pretty funny. And they're both Sega RPGs. I'm not a fan of pushing politics. I don't know. Wrestling's a bit different because it's meant to be watched week to week. But, like, for most content, for most media, I don't like when it gets political or, like, references current events because it makes it age badly on rewatch.
Gotcha.
Like, oh boy, Wonder Woman 1984 is, like, aged badly right out the gate.
Because it's in the fucking title.
But the villain is fucking Donald Trump.
No, it's Wishmaster.
Shut the fuck up, it's Donald Trump.
Oh, Carnage Rage. Do you think Roman Reigns would have a chance against New Jack? Is that even a question?
No, he would die.
Like Roman Reigns would go for the spear, and Cactus Jack would take like a fucking fork out of his face and jab in the eye.
Spear.
I'm back.
Yeah, he'd take out an actual literal spear.
I'm back, and dear God, New Jack.
And better than ever.
Oh. I should
That was a good theme song, I will say that much.
He was so confused. He's like, why do they let this guy wrestle? I'm like, I don't know either, but look at his forehead.
So speaking of New Jack, James Rolfe recently reviewed Tato Legends, which is at the very end is a game he reviews called Violence Fight, and he looks at the biography of one of the characters you can play named fucking Lick Joe. And in his biography of the arcade game, he's like, he joined the underground circuit after murdering several wrestlers. And James was like, who would allow a wrestler in their promotion after they murdered some dudes? And then every comment is like, New Jack wants to know your location.
To be fair, I don't think he did do several attempts at murder.
But he never actually killed anyone.
No, he was a bounty hunter before he started, I think.
Yeah, bounty hunter is not murder.
You can turn people in alive if you're a bounty hunter.
Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to turn people in alive. If you kill them, you got a lot of people.
New Jack we're talking about.
Yeah, good point.
But yeah, you missed it, Darkstream. Carnage Reigns asked if Roman Reigns would have a chance with New Jack, and I'm like, he would go for the spear. Yeah. But I said Roman would go for the spear, and then James was like, and New Jack would pull out a literal spear.
Yep.
To answer SD Samaritan's question, we'll get to politics when it comes to WWE, because what we're looking at is, and like I said, guys, the link in the description below so you can read along with me. Gooker 2020, vote for the very worst in wrestling, submitted by Art O'Donnell. Thursday, January 7th. Here's the sad thing. There's at least a couple people, and by a couple people I mean Mishka and Tom, that probably wanted me to stream Monster Hunter Rise instead because the demo dropped.
Oh yeah, it did.
But this dropped simultaneously on the same day, no less. But here's the problem. I heard Capcom added some new rules and regulations to their streams or copyright or some shit. And it doesn't sound too bad, but from what I've saw in the comments in Maximilian's video, they don't like Rule 34 all that much.
Oh, boo. Cowards.
You can't stop the people from drawing.
If you tell them to stop, they're going to keep doing it. If you want them to stop, you encourage them to do it. Like What's-His-Face did with Battleborn. It's like, hey guys, we're not Overwatch. You can make all the porn you want. It's like, we don't want to. Your characters suck.
Oh no, man. Like Yoko Toro's like, I wanted to see all the fan art.
Yep. It's like, hey, you know what? I saw this edited photo of of 2B's asshole, and we need to investigate. So send me all of the imagery you can find, like relating to this issue.
SD,
and he sent him like a 4 terabyte thing of porn.
SD, you're gonna have. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to drop it because I'm trying to be as apolitical as possible when it comes to this channel. Granted, I have failed several times, but I'm not gonna fail this time.
No, we are talking about wrestling,
I respect Foley's opinions, though. Do I agree with him? That's up for you. I'm gonna leave that up to the viewers. But I will always like Mick Foley, regardless. So, anyways,
yeah.
Window capture. That probably doesn't work anymore. Let me see.
My hardest opinion on the Hall of Fame is that Vader should have been in.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's bullshit that he didn't get in.
Especially after everything that he's done in All Japan, WCW, and all of his like legendary feuds.
Yeah.
And then he was brought to WWF, where he was made the job.
Speaking of Cornette, he actually did a commentary on Vader's match with Shawn Michaels on SummerSlam '96.
Oh, is that the one where Shawn Michaels, where Vader botched? What was it? It was I think it was the elbow drop, and Michaels was like, "You move, you fucking piece of shit! You're supposed to move."
That's the one.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And you could hear Michael screaming at Vader that he was supposed to move.
Yup, that's the fucking one, dude. Anyways,
when me and my buddy were backyard wrestling one time, he gave me an elbow drop and he said, "Hey, roll to the left right when I land so you can get out of the way." And I rolled to the left, but he turns out he was talking about his left, and he elbow dropped me right in the solar plexus.
Jesus.
No, what happened was he was supposed to do like a head stomp from the top row, and he screams, "Move!" Kicks him in the head. You can hear Vader go, "Fuck." He's like, "Move." Like I said, Cornette points this out too, and they had a long-term plan, a trilogy actually, but Shawn Michaels wanted his match, not the match that seems to be the best interest. Anyways, Gooker 2020. The first nomination, Eye for an Eye. I saw this match.
Good match. Good. A great match to have.
No!
I was debating voting Eye for an Eye.
Here's the thing. So, for those who don't know, there is an angle where the stipulation is you have to rip an eyeball out of another wrestler's socket, which sounds so stupid. It's actually interesting. So I actually went to watch it. And the finish is, and this is why I think Seth Rollins is basically Big Boss Man 2.0, and not the good version, the bad version where he's feeding people their dogs and stealing their dad's their dad's dead bodies.
Yep. The gross out man.
So the big finish is, he fucking takes Rey Mysterio, takes his eye to a corner, pulls it out, and all they show is a fucking Sharpie that they a prop eyeball that they found.
Ping pong ball with a Sharpie on it.
Well, I'll give them a little more credit than that. It looks like they won it at a prize at a Chuck E. Cheese's or something.
Yeah,
it's one of those prop eyeballs.
Sticky eyeballs.
Yeah, that was stupid. Now Gronk, I don't know anything about Gronk, but I
read up the description and it sounds fucking dumb.
When WWE signed former football great and giant goofball Rob Gronkowski, okay, I heard about this from Cornette.
Yep.
It made news on sports outlets around the country, even ones WWE didn't leak it to. His first duty in the company was to serve the dubious role of host of the first ever WrestleMania with no live audience. Oh, that went according to Keikaku, did it, Vince?
You guys want to hear something hilarious about Gronkowski?
About the Gronk?
He's in Battlegrounds.
Amazing.
As a playable character.
He was immortalized in that one way.
Okay, I have Battlegrounds. I bought it before you did, and I haven't got the game updated, and wow. Gronkomania. Okay. 2 months later, he ditched his WWE gig to return to the NFL. Despite his massive hype, Gronk's run will be remembered solely for winning the 24/7 title and for making an elderly Vince McMahon jump off a balcony. Here's another thing. They signed in another former football player on NXT, Pat McAfee. And he is 30 times better than Gronk. He's an actual athlete. He can actually cut a really good heel promo, and they decided to take him off of TV for the foreseeable future. Yep. Again.
Good job, Vince.
Oh no, Dark Scream likes something. We have to fuck it up somehow. Which seems to be my case when it comes not just WWE but wrestling in general. Anyways, let me read the chat. Yep.
Man.
Yeah, but yeah, Pat McAfee's great. Hopefully he'll return one day. Hopefully when the audience returns, because the Thunderdome, I would have put a Gooker in there. Because, dear God, the Thunderdome is distracting. Jeff Hardy, drunk driver.
Is that the one where he threw piss at Sheamus?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a really bad one.
And
it's
just
does he have a drinking problem in real life?
He has a drug. He has a slew of fucking drug problems and shit in the past.
Yeah, like fuck you.
But they keep making angles bringing it up. It's
okay. So here's my question: would that kind of like be what they did to Hawk?
Oh, well, yeah, I was thinking Scott Hall, but no, it's in the same line. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, when Hawk had those problems, and they did an angle around that too. Remember when Scott Hall was a drunk, and instead of fucking suspending him, they decided to make it a gimmick?
Oh my, I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah, you do. You shared an article.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Scott Hall, Razor Ramon.
I'm dumb. I'm a fucking idiot.
Okay. Anyways, Lana versus Tables. Okay.
I love it.
You're not voting for that one. You love that one.
Yeah. As I told Squiggleton, I actually gushed about this. I thought this is the funniest shit ever because it's basically the. This is the wrestling equivalent of...
I climbed Everest. Time to knock over the thimbles.
Yeah, it was the equivalent to that Mr. Show sketch. It was the equivalent of Wile E. Coyote falling off of a cannon and smacking into the bottom ground. It was that for me, because if you watch a montage of this, it's not the fact that Lana keeps getting put through a table. It's the fact that A, it's Nia Jax... B, she puts her in the same hold, which is her over the shoulders. And C, she slams her in the same angle, same camera shot, same everything. The only thing that's different is the wrestling attire, and that's it.
Yeah, it's the same scene every time. She just keeps going through the tables.
And it just became unintentionally hilarious to me.
It's the endless eight of wrestling.
Yep.
Oh, God, it was great. Oh, man. Oh, Scott Hall saved Scott Hall was saved by DDP. Was it because of his glorious white boy yoga?
Yeah, I give DDP a lot of credit.
Yeah. I like Dallas.
Me too. But boy, does he like to whore out his fucking yoga program.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, to give him credit, it works.
Matt Hardy,
at least as far as I can see.
Okay, Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. You already casted your vote. I'm casting my vote for that as well.
I already voted for that one.
And hey, guys, you guys can vote too. I'm not encouraging you to vote. I'm not encouraging you to vote for this particular angle, but
but we didn't encourage you to vote in the U.S. election, but we'll encourage you to vote for this.
As I said before, I placed my.
If someone in the chat casts their vote and they tell me what the vote is and why they decide to vote that way, fine, fair enough. I respect that. But my vote is on Matt Hardy versus Guevara. Because
mine is the same, but you can vote for whatever you want. You can vote for the upcoming ones. You can vote for the ping pong eyeball. Man, we'll be fine with you because a lot of these are good picks.
Yeah, I was at like I said before when I casted my vote. I said. This is the only one out of all the inductions where someone was actually seriously injured and they decided to keep the match going. Like, the ref didn't even throw up the X, nothing.
Yep. They didn't, postpone it because it was, an I Quit match, too, which was dumb.
Here's the thing. The Gooker is a fucking Razzie. It should be a ward of shame. We shouldn't be praising any of these. We should be shaming one of them. And this is the biggest reason to shame this because...
That's shameful.
Because not only was Hardy painfully concussed, not only did it ruin the rest of the pay-per-view, it sucked the air out hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
But to top it all off, Hardy was recovering for a couple weeks, and he comes back, and he's still feuding with Guevara.
Ugh.
I have a theory on this. I have a feeling that Hardy was supposed to feud with someone else afterwards, and my theory was he was supposed to go toe-to-toe with Brody Lee, which, I'm going to be honest, I would be interested in that.
Bad timing.
Unfortunately, Brody Lee was off TV, and no one knows why until December 26th. We find out after he died, he was suffering from some non-COVID related lung problems. Even though there was an asshole from some no-name website I never heard of, I forgot what his fucking name is, but this made the rounds on Twitter. And Jim Cornette talked about this because he said this guy he was calling this guy an asshole for over 2 decades, and now he's doing an I told you so on him. But in my defense, I never heard this fucker, and I never will, but this dude wrote a hit piece shitting on Brody Lee, his wife, and AEW, saying, no, this is actually a COVID-related problem that they're covering up. And even after he got fired from that website, he was doubling, tripling down on it. And Jim Cornette, who was very critical on Brody Lee's promos and some of his matches, was fucking defending the guy. I want you to think about that for a second. Defending him from this shithole so-called wrestling journo. Makes me feel good as a gamer that, it's not just video games that have this problem, but then again, it's a worldwide global problem when it comes to shit like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that should have been the end of it, and Hardy should have feuded with someone else. But no, instead, he has to do the broken cinematic match, which, by the way, Corny got an email from one of his fans who had a friend who was one of the stagehands during the cinema match, described everything in detail. It's kind of like the Ghostbusters leak from 4 years ago.
Oh, God.
Unfortunately, they didn't read it until after the pay-per-view match, but everything lined up because they thought it was a joke initially. But man, I'm just like, also, what the fuck is Matt Hardy doing? I feel bad for him too, because ever since he showed up on AEW when the pandemic hit and the arenas were empty. So when he was supposed to debut, I was imagining an audience giving him a huge pop, and then he's doing the delete chant, and then everyone else was going to chant delete, delete, delete with him, but that didn't happen. And it was, that was another thing. If I were allowed to put a couple of Gooker nominations in there, I would just put all things COVID related. Because even the good moments of COVID were punctured by the fact that there's a lack of an audience.
It's funny. It's funny you mentioned that, because Renegade Cut also did a editorial called the Empty Arena, where he basically said that almost everything that a wrestler does relies on audience interaction.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Colt Cabana did a show for Major League Wrestling, and during COVID, where there were empty arenas, and he was about to do the thing where he's on the apron with his tag team partners in the ring, where he like motions for the audience to clap, then he looks around and then he shrugs.
So a few things so the one thing I absolutely loved about the empty arena was Stone Cold cutting the promo and saying, "Give me a hell yeah!" to the empty arena.
I was just about to bring that. Man, you and I, we're fucking insane.
Yeah. I was laughing my ass off at that.
I had the opposite reaction. I felt depressed because I love Stone Cold Steve Austin. I love to give him a hell
I do
yeah.
too, but I think he thought that was funny too, and that's why he did it.
You know, he probably did.
Yeah.
What?
But
also,
not to mention Undertaker's farewell show.
Oh yeah, that's
should have been with a packed, solid crowd.
I'm shocked that wasn't on here.
Here's the thing that bugs me about the Thunderdome. It's not the weird digital screens that show up in the background. It's the fact that they're using literal video game audio for the fake cheers and boos. Yes, Matthew from Botchamania confirmed this. They're using audio from the WWE 2K games for their audience cheers.
Matthew would know because he's an expert on sound effects.
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah.
They should have used the audience sounds from the Aki games. Horribly compressed.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, next one. Money in the Bank.
That shit was hilarious!
Man, you have bad taste in comedy, bro. I saw that match from start to finish. It was cringy stupid.
I'm easily entertained. What can I say?
Yeah, that's why you like live action Disney films so much.
Wait, it was set at Titan Tower? That means this was a Yakuza finale. Money in the Bank at the Millennium Tower.
Here's the thing, when I first heard about that, I thought that was cool.
I like the idea, but 10-minute elevator ride, scavenger hunt for the briefcase that's supposed to be on the roof.
No, they keep doing stupid comedy segments in between, and the finish. Dear God, the finish.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
So I was talking about how AJ Styles is being humiliated lately. So in that segment, he was chasing down Rey Mysterio in the halls, and he sees an image of The Undertaker, and he gets fucking triggered because of the Boneyard match he had a month prior. But then later on, he fights Daniel Bryan. They both fight in Vince McMahon's office, and it's not realistic whatsoever. Oh, by the way, they keep adding stupid dramatic music. Oh, God. God,
so,
dude.
yeah, WWE can't do what Lucha Underground does with its its pre-recorded stuff.
Dude, you know what? Lucha Underground is not the most perfect thing ever, but I still enjoy that.
Yes.
And the only thing why I tolerate it more and enjoy it at times is because it's only an hour long, so I don't But here,
that editing is good shit.
But here, with the Money in the Bank match, and yeah, Lucha Underground, I need to watch that from start to finish.
I need to continue where I left off in season 1.
So they crash into Vince's office. He turns around looking old and decrepit as ever, and he just goes, "Out!" And they both just leave, and Bryan and Styles were kind of insulting each other, and then the fight continues. Anyways, Styles makes it to the roof where the Money in the Bank is. And by the way, they are simultaneously having it at the same time the women's are hanging. And by the way, that thumbnail, I don't know who that wrestler's name is, but they were in the office. She sees the Money in the Bank. She thinks that's where it is, even though they said it was on the rooftop. She grabs it, hugs it, and then Stephanie McMahon goes up to her and says, "Hey, dipshit, the real Money in the Bank's in the roof."
Why'd they have a fake Money in the Bank briefcase?
I don't know. This was the meeting room to where their fucking so-called quote-unquote creative Chili McFreeze team goes to discuss how this match was going to be booked.
Ugh.
But anyways, so AJ Styles was climbing up the ladder alongside Asuka, who I used to like, but that gimmick of her being a yelling banshee is kind of annoying on my ears.
Wait, Vicky Guerrero or
no,
what?
Asuka.
Oh, Asuka. Okay, sorry. I drew a weird. My brain did a weird connection there.
No, Vicky Guerrero is managing Nyla Rose on AEW.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
Asuka too. She's a dumb JoJo, Mark.
But anyways, they were climbing up the ladders, and then Asuka fucking kicks AJ Styles aside, even though there are two Money in the Banks, one for each gender, and I triggered every half of Twitter when I said that. And
big deal.
So why were they fighting on that ladder is beyond me. They could have helped each other out, and each of them could have grabbed the Money in the Bank, but whatever. Anyways, later on, I don't know who Styles was feuding with, but he almost had the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And he grabbed it, and then it slipped and fell out of his fucking hands and landed into the hands of some Chris Farley wannabe motherfucker by the name of Otis.
I love Otis.
And this fat bastard, got the Money in the Bank, and several months later, I believe it was Survivor Series, I can't remember, he loses it to the Jizz. Or was it John Morrison? Who gives a fuck? This is why I don't watch WWE.
Am I wrong in liking John Morrison a lot? I think he's really good.
Morrison's great, but he's paired with The Miz, and that's holding him down.
Yeah. I like The Miz, honestly. I think Miz Dow was like the best moment for
You know what,
Morrison's gonna be in the upcoming wrestling game, which is a sequel to WrestleFest, but he's under the name Johnny Retro.
No, he always goes under a different name in different promotions.
Yeah,
I like that. Johnny Mundo.
Johnny Mundo.
Johnny Mundo,
I mean,
Lucha Underground.
we all agree his greatest role ever was when he was the villain in Russell Madness, that movie about the talking dog who joins wrestling.
Never seen it, but anyways.
He refuses to know.
He splashes a Jack Russell Terrier.
You know what Jim Cornette calls The Miz? You know what he says?
What?
He says he looks like a mentally disabled frog. And because of that, if you type in Jim Cornette The Miz, some of the thumbnails is artwork of The Miz drawn as a fucking frog. It's funny as hell.
Oh god, it's gonna be Pepe, isn't it?
No, not Pepe.
Okay. In that movie, in that Jack Russell movie with Johnny Mundo, he kneels down to play shake with the dog. The dog goes to shake, and then he pulls away his hand, and he gets booed.
He does a heel move to a Jack Russell Terrier.
Okay.
We need to watch this movie.
The next nomination is Raw Underground with Shane McMahon.
I never heard of this one, so you have
no idea what they're talking about.
I can't remember who shared this clip. I believe it was Ifrit back when he was on the Discord. But I saw some clips of it, and it's basically like this weird underground pseudo MMA shit where they're fighting on top of a ring with no ropes, and it's pretty dumb. It's not Gooker of the Year dumb, but it's pretty dumb.
No, definitely not. But no, out of spite for Al liking it, I'm gonna change my vote to Money in the Bank.
I just think of how stupid it is.
I know. I'm
No. It's out of spite for me because I hated that match.
Yeah, that's it.
But don't worry, there was a match much worse than that. We'll get to it. Anyways, I'm gonna read this segment. Over the past decade or two, WWE had definitely lost its edge, as well as most of its viewers. What Raw needed to pop big ratings and break up the monotony of its 3-hour broadcast was something new. You know, you could just shrink it back down to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Something cool, something modern and groundbreaking to appeal to the youth of today. You know, the funny thing is, NXT introduced a new match/arena called the Fight Pit. And I loved it. It was like an MMA arena. But here's the thing. Picture a cage match. Okay, picture a cage. The typical solid steel cage. It's a little bit shorter. But on top of the cages, there are still platforms that the wrestlers can wrestle on top of. Meaning you can do like fucking slams and stuff from that area. And the rules are MMA. No pinfall. You either have them submit or you knock them the fuck out in a 10 count. The first Fight Pit match was between Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher, with Kurt Angle as the special guest referee. It's probably the best thing I've seen in wrestling all year. It was really fucking good.
Dude, I'm looking at pictures of it. It looks fucking sweet.
Yeah, I know. And that's from their developmental brand. That was some good shit. And yeah, I can't tell if this was a work or a shoot, but Matt Riddle kicked Timothy Thatcher so hard in the face. And when Kurt Angle was counting down, he was recovering around 8 or 9, but he spits out 2 teeth.
Jesus.
Now, like I said, work or shoot, because we all know wrestling is kayfabe and stuff. However, NXT has been getting a reputation for fucking getting their stars hurt, because I showed you this, the Ridge Holland clip where he catched some dude and his fucking ankle break, and you can actually hear it snap and then immediately screams of agony.
I wouldn't fuck with Matt Riddle. Like, he's dude's a legit MMA fighter.
Yeah. Now he's on Raw, and they just call him Riddle.
Oh my god.
Because I know. Like, I'm trying to root for Matt Riddle, but damn it, does WWE really hate it when you try to root for somebody, face or heel?
I think Cornette actually, part of his podcast, made fun of him being called Riddle.
Yeah, he did. Trust me, I'm a frequent video. He doesn't. Okay, he thinks he's talented. He just doesn't like his gimmick. Him being a chill bro stoner dude.
Gotcha.
He wants his baby faces to get pissed off to scream at the microphone when cutting a promo. He said the same shit about Keith Lee as well. But
okay,
that's a taste thing. I don't know. I liked Rob Van Dam, and he was like the Riddle of the yesteryear, wasn't he? I just remember Rob Van Dam being a stoner and being like, dude. But he still had good matches and shit, and I always liked his look and whatnot.
Okay, so I'm reading the blip for Raw Underground, and it just sounds like Brawl for All.
It's funny because I was thinking about the fight pit. I'm like, God damn, this is what Brawl for All could have been if it was actually good and wasn't booked by an asshole who hated wrestling. See, they needed a guy who was into casual wrestling on a casual level to leave some of the creative, not some guy who wanted to turn into Jerry Springer. Yeah, I saw some of it, and it's weird. They tried to make Shane advertised it as no holds barred, but then after some dude got knocked down, he tried to break it up. And it got canceled very, very quickly. Anyways, next one, which I knew everyone was going to vote for. And I'm not surprised, but I'm still a little bit ashamed of y'all because, come on, man. Okay.
I feel like this one is going to be looked at as I think it's too time locked to be a famously bad moment like a lot of the other ones were.
Okay, let me read the article because it pretty much sums up what I was going to say. A thinly veiled Antifa analog. This supposedly terrifying new faction arrived in the summer of 2020 to get some small fires, cut up ring ropes, and wreak acceptable amounts of hell. Despite sporting dumb names and even dumber masks, like T-Bar and Slapjack and whatever the fuck their names, the faction's true identities were obvious to anyone who watched NXT. Yeah, because that's the other thing. These guys are NXT talent. Slapjack, T-Bar, and the rest of them of the Revolutionaries were dead set on destroying WWE, so it was just a bit odd that the company signed them the contracts, which, by the way, Lance Storm made a joke on Twitter about that. He's like, wait a minute, I got fired earlier that year. So you mean to tell me in order for me to get my job back, I just need to fucking throw some Molotov cocktails at some Transformers?
I love Lance Storm on Twitter.
Dude, Lance Storm. Oh, man, I wish he was a top guy instead of Jericho, because even he is dunking on his former tag team partner, Jericho.
Awesome.
Oh, God. Lance Storm, I like him the same way I like Bob Holly. A good, dedicated, working everyman who just didn't have an ick factor to get to the top, even though there was probably deep down in there something could have pulled him up to get to the top. So, yeah, Lance Storm is always cool in my book. The well-behaved band of riders remained exclusive to the Raw brand, where they lost almost every single match. Because, yeah, that's how you get your fucking new heel faction over, having them job out all the time. And you know what's funny? Max Landis made a video talking about how he could have booked Retribution to be a threat. Like, for example, they take the 24/7 title belt, which I know it's a joke, but apparently if it's an official title belt recognized by WWE, they could steal money from them economically. And he's trying to factor in the modern politics into it too. And when I heard him discuss this, I said, you know what? That's a pretty decent idea, but this is World Wrestling Entertainment. You can't even have decent anymore. Fucking Ronda Rousey running around blowing the saxophone.
God, Ronda. Wow. I've never seen the public turn more on a person than they have on Ronda Rousey just in general. Like, yeah, she's doing all these cool matches. She's kind of a nerd. And it's like, oh no, she's in Mortal Kombat and she sucks.
Hang on.
Damn it, Retribution. Retribution threw a transformer at our internet. Threw a Molotov at our internet.
Yeah, Retribution chucked Molotov cocktails on our internet. Anyways, as I was saying, Ronda Rousey. She lost like one MMA match. Oh my god, I'm gonna do that weird infinite window thing.
She's the portal opening.
She lost like one match, had an emotional breakdown, and then she lost another match, and she retired. I think Lance and I talked about this. I'm like, if she spent less time doing Hollywood shit, just more time training and becoming a fighter, she probably would have still stayed as an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. If you want to be the best MMA fighter, you have to be more like Ryu. I know a lot of people accuse him of being bland and shit, but no, Ryu has it right. He wants to be a tough martial artist fighting strong opponents all the time. See, that's why he grabs his little sack, just walks off in the distance, fighting the next challenge. But what about Goku? No, fuck you. Goku fucked a girl and had two kids. He shouldn't be doing what he's doing now. He's a family man. Fuck him.
Be a dad. Be like Vegeta.
No, Vegeta is also a family man, you idiot. But
he's like Vegeta instead of that. Yeah, instead of abandoning your family constantly.
Nah, man. Ryu doesn't have a family to abandon, so.
He used to have a family and then he killed them to train harder.
Don't worry, SD. I was aware I froze, but we're back, I hope.
Yeah, we're back.
Anyways,
you can call it retribution.
The next thing, the swamp fight between Bray Wyatt. What the fuck is the other guy's name? I can't. Braun Strowman.
Who's just Bray Wyatt if he took a super mushroom.
No, he's basically Bray Wyatt if you take anything that would actually make Bray Wyatt interesting. Because I will give Bray Wyatt this much credit. Even before The Fiend, I did think he was interesting as a weird hillbilly cultist.
I think his gimmick's great. I really like it.
That being said, Brody Lee had the potential to one up him.
Yeah.
He just needed to work on his fucking promo skills and his acting, because it's not that he sounds boring, it's that he just. And I have a degree in performance arts, so I can tell when somebody's bullshit or not to some extent. And Brody, the only thing I liked about his promos is when he had that steak dinner doing a parody of Vince McMahon. That shit was funny because he's like, I don't know what you idiots understand. We're the Lions. We can do whatever the hell we want. And
the Detroit Lions.
And the first guy next to him tries to eat his steak. He's like, what the hell are you doing? You can't eat until I finish my meal. Get the hell out of here. And then the second guy sneezed, and there was this weird, creepy pause. And he goes, are you kidding me? Get the hell out of here. You don't sneeze in front of me. I will defend that promo. Even if you don't know who Vince McMahon is and why you don't get it, I will defend it on its own grounds because a cult leader would have creepy rules like that.
Yes, exactly.
So
that's great.
Yeah, I like Ryu too. Ryu was always my man. I understand the character a lot.
See, I like him a lot more, and Al knows I really dislike Ryu.
Well, then you don't want to fuck with me in any Street Fighter game because I will wreck you.
Oh, because I suck at Street Fighter. It's fine.
Good. But yeah, the swamp fight was in the same pay-per-view match as where the eye for an eye match is. And I wouldn't even call this a match. Like, Braun Strowman shows up, he gets knocked out, he wakes up, gets chained up, gets bitten by a snake, wakes up again, fights a bunch of minions, sets one of them on fire, has a match with Bray Wyatt. Here's the thing. If you told me that there's going to be a wrestling swamp fight match, I would kind of mark out because I live near swamps.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, one of my favorite stages in WWE Battlegrounds, which should have been the match, is that fucking swamp arena where you can throw them to the edge of the
throw alligators at people.
Well, Well, you
to
can
the
throw people to the. Oh, God, I wish you could throw alligators at people.
Florida Man Simulator, throw alligators at people. When's Marvel going to introduce Florida Man to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
But yeah, like, if I were to book a match, it's like, okay, you need a wrestling match in the swamp, and I'm like, that's kind of stupid. It's like, too bad, do it anyways. I would just create an arena that would be on a big, sturdy raft. It would still have the ropes and shit. And then maybe I will have some alligators. No, that might be a little too fakey, too hokey. But no, I would have a wrestling match on a raft, on a giant raft, and if the loser gets knocked out of the entire ring, they fall into the water, whatever. That is an automatic defeat, no 10 count, unless of course they're a good swimmer. But I don't know. This was stupid. This was so dumb. Like, these guys think that they're writing fucking goddamn... Tokusatsu fights are more believable than this crap.
They're not doing a very good job of it.
Get invested. You know who the babyface is. You know who the heel is. You know how the fight's gonna go. You know, it's believable. God damn it.
I mean, hey, Yakuza, has really gotten me invested in, just... fights between people for their ideals that are super based in reality, but even if the stuff that happens in the fights is really wacky and out there.
I know. I just the next thing on the Gooker nomination, I think this is the last thing.
It is.
Viking Raiders versus the Street Profits. Okay, so Cornette did a review.
Motherfucking ninjas
versus
Viking.
Yep.
I'll describe what I saw.
Well, he's not
soon enough. Don't worry, because I saw this too out of morbid curiosity.
It's not the Viking experience.
All right. Anyways, need a breather for this one. This Outlaw Mode show... No. Okay. So about a month prior, AEW had a pay-per-view match known as the Stadium Stampede match. It was between Jericho's Inner Circle and The Elite, which consists of Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Adam Page, I forgot, Matt Hardy, I think. I can't remember who else. But when Cornette reviewed this, and you can find it on YouTube, just type in Jim Cornette Stadium Stampede. Cornette was so fucking pissed off at what transpired. He didn't want to watch AEW again. He almost wanted to apologize to Vince Russo.
Damn.
He was losing respect for Jericho, Hardy, Tony Schiavone, and Jim Ross. He was that... Yeah, even when I was listening to this, I'm like, dude, that's too far. That's the first time I ever got that... first and only time I ever got that reaction from him. I was like, oh, ooh, you're not going to watch AEW anymore? I don't know if your fans would. And by the way, he came back because the fans demanded it, and not to mention they get more ratings if the fucking haters hate watch it.
Ain't that true?
That being said, there are some good spots in AEW from time to time, but don't compliment it too much. Otherwise, they'll find a way to fuck it up. Just like how they fucked up the Lana and tables.
They fucked up a good thing, like Lana going through tables.
Man, just have it last all year. Just, even if Nia Jax was on an injury leave or whatever, and then Lana was having a match, and all of a sudden Nia Jax just shows up on crutches, just slowly walk. What's she doing down here? She's going for the table. Oh, she's ripping it up, and she's grabbing Lana.
Oh, that's good shit.
It's like, damn it, I could have been a regular viewer of Raw if you just kept that going, you fucks. Anyways, I say all that because, and like I said a couple hours ago, in case you guys just jumped in, WWE had a, hey, hold my cocktail mixture of bleach and Drano with a shot of Tide Pods and did this fucking shit show. Now, Cornette says he likes the Vikings. He just really hates the gimmick they're in.
Yeah, that sounds
Fuck you, they're Vikings.
Well, here's the thing. I would dig that too if they weren't so goofy.
Yeah.
Like, I like Vikings as well, man. You know, I celebrate Leif Erikson weekend, for fuck's sake.
Inga-dinga-durgan.
Inga-dinga-durgan. Which, by the way, the writers of SpongeBob thought they were making up a fake holiday, but no, it turns out that it was real the whole time.
It was real all along.
Maybe the Leif Erikson is the friends we made along the way.
I don't know where that started, but holy shit, it's such a good quote to use for everything.
It is tonally on the same level as the Money in the Bank match. And I can confirm this because I've seen both of them, because I say, well, that was stupid. What was the other stupid thing Cornette reviewed? Oh, this match. There was a scene where we actually imagined one of the tag team members of the Viking Project fantasizing about eating turkey legs in random places, and it didn't even have a finish. The Money in the Bank at least had a finish.
Yeah,
the finish is everyone gets thrown into a dumpster. The referee's like, by the way, after they got thrown into a dumpster, Cornette said he stopped watching and he missed like the other dumb 60 seconds, which I will chime in on this. A referee comes up and goes, "Hey, your match is starting soon." And I thought to myself, wait, this isn't the match? But it gets dumber. Shortly afterwards, an alligator, a fucking prop toy that they picked up at some local prop show showed up and attacked them, and they all start screaming and freaking out, and that's how it ends. They get attacked by a fake alligator, and that's how the match ends. I know the article says tentacle monster. I know an alligator when I see one.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that definitely wants me to tune in. God damn it.
Zeal Knight's question feels like something Al could answer.
Have I seen the MK movie costumes from?
Oh,
yeah,
we have.
And
they're great.
Like everybody keeps commenting on fuck, who was Raiden's voice actor? What the
Christopher Lambert.
It's on.
Chris Lambert.
People kept commenting about, oh my god, his voice. Like, oh my god, the years haven't been counted. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's exactly the same.
Yeah, guys, watch the first Highlander movie. He always had that raspy. Buffering.
Oh, fuck.
Hang on. Anyways, guys, watch the first Highlander movie. He always had that raspy voice.
Yeah, I mean, granted, he smokes like 18 packs a day, but his voice isn't really all that different from how it sounded back in the first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Actually, if anyone's voice has changed a lot, I thought it was Carrie Hiroyuki Tanaka? How do you say that actor's name?
Shang Tsung.
Yeah. How do you say the actor's name?
I can't remember.
Shang Tsung's actor. It sounds a lot quieter and raspier.
Yeah.
Compared to how I remember him in Mortal Kombat, the live action
film.
But it
fits. It fits. He's
good.
Cunning.
It's still good. I'm just saying, like, in terms of how the years have changed a person, that was the one that changed the most. But
you know what I said to Jason? I said that like Johnny Cage's movie actor should go into voice acting because he's really fucking good in MK11 as Johnny Cage.
I love Johnny Cage.
All right, let's see what the results are. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay, Retribution 40%. Half of that.
A lot of Retribution.
I'm surprised a lot of people thought the eye for... Okay, I understand that, but man...
I'm really surprised that it's so little for the... Well, yeah, then again, it's like, yeah, still 10% for Matt versus Sammy. But yeah, like,
if Matt versus Sammy doesn't win, I hope it covers...
Oh, you muted out. What did you say? If Matt versus Sammy doesn't win...
If Matt versus Sammy doesn't win the Gooker Award, I hope he does eventually cover it in a regular article.
Yeah, I agree, because like I said, in terms of things that offended me most, it was definitely Matt versus Sammy, which is why I had to cast my vote there. So yeah, guys, click in the link below, cast your vote if you are a wrestling watcher. If you're not, well, democracy. You can just vote without a frame of reference.
We can always storm WrestleCrap headquarters and demand they change the...
I hate that. Oh.
Yeah, just let me storm in there with my Mantar costume.
Let me storm the whoever the fuck runs the game awards and say, no, why did you nominate Yakuza 7?
In all seriousness, I did finish the story mode for Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yeah. God damn, that's a sad ending.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a great... I did tell Al, like, I did spoil the entire ending for him. It was a fucking long thing. So I'm like, okay, you gotta know who this guy is, because that's important. Now you gotta know who this guy is and what this guy did. And that is a story.
Who knows?
Like, that was...
Maybe the MK movie actor is a voice actor. Who knows?
Might be.
I need to look him up. God damn you, nostalgia critic. You're a fucking hack frog of a film critic.
Where the fuck did that come from?
It comes from him dunking on this film constantly. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, he hates the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah, and he's an idiot. And when him and Rob talked about their honest opinions, he said, you can like the film, but if you like the film, you're not a Mortal Kombat fan. Fuck you! You piece of shit.
Yeah, fuck him. Mortal Kombat, the movie, is probably one of the best video game movies to ever come out.
Jesus Christ. He never fucking analyzed why that film was PG-13 in the first fucking place. Oh, I don't know.
What was that? You cut out for a second. He never analyzed what?
He never bothered to... A real film critic, when judging this as an adaptation, would have figured out why was this film PG-13, even though it was notorious for its violence. I don't know. Yeah. Could it be because this was a new thing that pissed off Congress? So if they tried to make a hard R film, parents would still bring their kids there and would just lead to more bullshit?
Yeah, but people are usually a bit... Yeah, people at that point especially were... actually, wait, no. This is when a lot of slasher movies were getting censored, so never mind. I was going to say people are more lenient to what movies were doing, but that's not true at all. Look at the Friday the 13th movies.
That was the theory I had. I was like, okay, it was probably PG-13. And keep in mind, I was a little kid when this movie came out, and I saw it in theaters. It was like, okay, fine. They probably made it because there were going to be kids who are fans of the video games who would probably come in and see this. They don't want to fuck them up or lead to some bullshit. And what do you know? I looked up a couple of documentaries later from Mac McMuscles and Good Bad Flicks. I was right. But for some reason, that just slipped past old Dougie's head.
Because he doesn't believe in research?
No, he doesn't. He's a hack fraud who'd rather be a filmmaker than a critic, but as a filmmaker, he sucked at that.
I still stand by. I still stand by that one of his best series was the commercials one, and then he had to ruin it with the skits.
Yep.
Because like I tried watching his newer stuff, and I'm like, oh, these fucking skits. Why can't you do blah? And then I noticed he did another one recently. I'm like, oh great, I can, finally something I can actually watch. And then he threw the skits in. I'm like, you motherfucker.
You poisoned the one good thing you had.
God damn it! At least James Rolfe is a better fucking director than this guy is.
I mean, I like that Chad Tronick just be turned into a cursed commercial channel.
Okay, so I'm looking up Lyndon Ashby's film career, and yeah, he mostly just did film and television. He never did any voiceover outside of the Mortal Kombat games.
He should have.
Yeah,
he's good.
He is.
He was in Iron Man 3.
I actually liked a couple of his deliveries as Johnny Cage better than the OG voice actor.
Dude, imagine those line deliveries in MKX where Goro was a playable character and they made references to that movie. You know, you still owe me sunglasses.
Oh,
you know what's really funny? Originally, I had plans to review Mortal Kombat 9. And remember Nostalgia Critic's running gag of Johnny Cage's one-liners? He would always follow it up with the wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
I originally had a plan to do a callback to that where after Johnny Cage beats Kano...
Johnny Cage is about to do something wacky!
Well, I had a callback where Johnny Cage was about to beat Kano, where he beats Kano, and because this sound effect literally came in my head when I first saw it, where he beats Kano and he goes, "Stick that up your Barbie, shrimp."
Good.
Whoa, 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 whoa. And I had Lance record that for me, but I never fucking use it because I'm a lazy asshole. And to that, Lance, I apologize. Just in case he had to go through the painstaking amount of recording that shit. I don't even know if I still have that recording. I probably have it archived somewhere. But yeah, I'm surprised they got Johnny Cage. I hope they get Robin Shou, who's an actor I feel very bad for because outside of this and Beverly Hills Ninja, I just know him for being in bad video game adaptations.
Sometimes that happens.
He was in Street Fighter, The Legend of Shit Li as Gen. Now, I want you to picture that.
God, I forgot that movie existed.
I want you to picture that. Robin Shou playing Gen, a cold-blooded assassin who doesn't mind killing a 17-year-old woman. That woman being Cammy White, by the way.
Yep.
No, it doesn't work. Doesn't work at all. He was also in the live-action Dead or Alive movie as some random pirate that tried to rob from Tina Armstrong, and then Tina beats the shit out of him.
Oh,
I forgot about
what happened.
The Dead or Alive movie open in like 3 theaters and make like $1,000.
Probably, but here's the thing. That movie is a semi-guilty pleasure for me.
Yeah.
It's not a good adaptation, and I am a Dead or Alive fan.
I saw the movie poster for it, and like, 1, everyone looks the fucking same, and 2, why is Ayane white?
Oof. Wasn't it Uwe Boll who made that movie? Or
No,
am I thinking
it's not Uwe Boll. It's someone...
Okay.
You'd be forgiven for thinking that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah... Not only did everyone look the same, everyone fought the same. Like, Tina Armstrong is supposed to be a pro wrestler, but she's still kicking and punching like a striker. Same with Christy, who is a fucking assassin who uses the serpent style. She shouldn't be using her fist. She should be putting her hands out like a, serpent style. She still fights the same as everyone else, despite the fact that the fight choreography is the same. And you know what? I'll give this much credit. Tina, Bass, and Zach are pretty much faithful to their counterparts. And by the way, Bass is played by Kevin Nash.
That's actually pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie. that segment where Kevin Nash was ordered to fight Tina. He kicks her hotel door down and goes, "Tina, it's showtime." And he sees her in bed with Christy. He goes, "Oh my God. Daddy, it's not what you think. Like, her room got ransacked and she's just sleeping with me." "Oh, well, that's fine, honey. Whatever. You know her full name is Christina, right?" "Daddy, leave." Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Kevin Nash. I'm not gonna lie. Kevin Nash was pretty fun to watch in that movie. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the film is about as enjoyable as the Super Mario Bros. Film. If you're not that too attached to the source material and not that nitpicky, you might actually find it as a decent schlocky film. Yeah. And granted, Dead or Alive's main story is kind of hokey and bullshit anyways, because tournament ran by an evil organization, clones of Kasumi, all that crazy shit. A scientist who's also a luchador, whatever.
We need more lucha scientists. They wear the mask in the lab.
The Tekken live action film, I thought I was going to enjoy it, but I hated it because corporations with their corporation desks. Plus the action scenes kind of sucked.
Yeah, which you should probably get right if you're making an action movie.
I know, if you're going to fucking make a fight scene, I want you to study the character's fight style. Man, I need to record a watch along of Street Fighter 2, the anime movie, so I can at least go in depth why I think this movie makes me come every time I watch it. Not only because I'm a Street Fighter fan since before I entered school, not only because it's a faithful adaptation, but just the fight scenes themselves are so fucking good. Oh. I mean, we talked about this before, Al. You even said something about it. You said, "Oh, it felt so raw. It felt so real."
Which one?
Street Fighter 2, the anime movie.
Oh yeah, like every impact. Every impact you could feel, like you get the shakes with every punch and kick.
Oh yeah, Carnage is right. The actor who played Shang Tsung also played Heihachi Mishima in the live action Tekken film. He was okay, and I'm glad he was able to fucking get a haircut that's similar to the OG, but I don't know. Everything else about that film was kind of forgettable. But Street Fighter, though.
Oh yeah.
God damn it. Retribution.
Fucking Retribution.
They look like a bunch of Mad Max rejects, especially T-Bar, who looks like Bane, by the way. Did anyone else see that?
Yeah, I saw that completely.
I'm surprised he's not making on the microphone going, "Oh, the fire rises.
The fire rises to destroy." I don't know what the fuck the Retribution actually stands for.
I'm going. I forgot what his name. Damian Dijakovic.
So what are they? What is their goal? Like, are they just committing?
Nobody knows, because Retribution hasn't done anything after they got their asses kicked by the Hurt Business, which consists of Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley. I forgot who the third person is, but that is a good team up right there. Yeah, Shelton Benjamin has returned to WWE.
I feel like every faction like this who acts this way should have the goal of you're not paying attention to us because we're not we're not like A-listers, so we're gonna fight our way to the top and make you pay attention to us. That's all you need to do.
That's the leader. That's the leader. I forgot. I'm forgetting his fucking name. Al, can you look it up?
Which one?
Who leads Retribution?
Right? Okay. Let's see.
Retribution members.
All right. God damn it.
Slapjack.
I mean, T-Bar, Mace, Slapjack looks like the main ones.
Mustafa Ali.
That's the leader. Mustafa Ali.
Really? Okay.
And that was his motivation, just like you said. And then they jobbed out to fucking Bobby Lashley.
God damn it. If you want your...
Or as I like to call him, Black Lesnar.
Why does WWE have a problem where they can't push a villain stable because they make them lose every match? Actually make them a threat.
The Nexus could have been so cool.
Right?
Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of people are comparing it to a poor man's Nexus, which, by the way, Nexus itself wasn't that good to begin with. Mostly because they fired Daniel Bryan because he choked some guy on screen.
Yeah.
He should have been the leader of Nexus, not fucking British man.
Neville? No, I'm thinking something else probably.
No, Legend of Chun-Li is way worse than Jean-Claude Van Damme fighter.
Oh, definitely.
At least you get Raul Julia. Raul Julia?
Yeah, Julia was selling it. Holy shit, he was.
Okay, so...
Hold on. I have more to say about Carnage's question. See, the thing is, Raul Julia channels the same level of energy for M. Bison the same way Jim Carrey channeled the same level of energy as Dr. Robotnik in the current Sonic film.
I thought you were going to say The Grinch.
No. I actually hate that movie.
Really?
I mean, as a kid, I liked it, but looking at it with adult eyes, I just can't stand that accent he has for him.
I thought a lot of the scenes like really held up. Like him going through his itinerary for the day still makes me laugh.
You know, I'll say this much: it's probably better than the modern CG bullshit by Illumination,
which I saw and I forgot everything about because it is a plastic nothing movie with no identity of its own.
Like the Addams Family.
I forgot that existed, and I heard it was bad.
So, I actually had to look up who played Chun-Li in Legends of Chun-Li. She looked like white as fuck. Like, but apparently she's apparently like part Chinese.
Oh,
dude, and I saw that movie, and the film, the child actors were Asian as hell. But once she got older, she just got whiter and
she became less Asian.
That movie, again, in my list of scrap projects, I had a confused Matthew style review for Legend of Chun-Li down the pipeline, and I had a take that is very similar to what Confused Matthew would used to do. Remember his catchphrase since you introduced me to him, actually, Al. Remember his catchphrase, character does something rational. Oh, wait, that's someone who wasn't retarded would have done. Instead, and does the opposite thing. I had a very similar thing in my review. And like I said, I'm pretty sure it's lost in ether and I don't have it saved anywhere. But I said, from that moment, Chun-Li swore to become a cop, and so she could find out the whereabouts of her father. And when I said that, I busted out laughing for like 10 minutes while I was still recording. No, instead, she just becomes a fucking pianist. Because that's what I think about when I think of Chun-Li. Playing the piano.
Oh my god, she played Lana Lang in Smallville.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I heard she was a shitty character, in Smallville. I heard she was the worst thing about it.
Oh, that explains everything then, doesn't it?
Dude, WWE has a championship problems. And yes, I do. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. The Universal Champion is a bootleg WWE belt. All the fucking WWE belts is just the fucking logo with a colored solid in the background. They're ugly as hell. Say what you want about John Cena's spinner belt, But that's
I forgot about this. I forgot that I for my John Cena cosplay, I borrowed a spinner belt from Al.
You know what? Say what you want about the spinner belt, but at least the spinner belt was something interesting and unique and essential to the character of John Cena. And you know what? If I want a belt that can fucking spin over and over again, my ADHD buddy would fucking.
I mean,
I would spin that all the time.
I remember SmackDown versus Raw 2006, where you had the option of choosing the modern at the modern at the time WWE belt or the spinner belt, and if you wear the spinner belt, you press a button during the entrance to make it spin.
I remember that too, because I used to own those games.
It was good.
Incredible.
Dude, I know AEW isn't perfect right now, but and that's another problem. It's being ran by a fucking asshole an overprivileged money mark who is the son of a billionaire. He is the son of somebody who makes more money than Vince. So he doesn't know what it's like to struggle. And I hate those kinds of people.
Same here. So, I don't know. I think we should wrap it up in a little bit.
Yeah, I
agree. Tired myself.
Yeah,
what I'm
I had
trying
a
to
bit
say is, say what you want about Eric Bischoff, but he was a competitive guy. He was thirsty for competition. He somewhat knew what he was doing, and he struck. If Tony Khan was desperate for views, for ratings, to be the top, to be the best, he would immediately move his fucking main show to Monday nights. And he would probably win too. And we would probably have a push for quality wrestling from both sides.
Probably.
But no, we have one company that's sitting on its laurels, and we have another company that's also sitting on some laurels from indie marks and outlaw mud show bullshit, and a fucking fat overweight guy who doesn't care about wrestling anymore. He cares more about his fucking vanity project rock band that he does. Actually pushing things, because
So, generally I'd say the rivalry between WWE and AEW currently is that WWE is lazily sitting on top of the mountain, just lethargically poking anybody with a stick and trying to knock them off if they try to climb up the mountain. Then AEW is making mad dashes up the mountain and tripping over and falling on their own face.
In a way, yeah. I mean, Sting's on AEW now, right?
Yeah, I'm shocked after all the injuries he had. I thought he was retired.
That's why I thought too. You know what happens every time Sting shows up?
What?
Well, he shows up to chase away the heels in that angle, which is Team Taz, which consists of Taz, Brian Cage, Powerhouse Hobbs. I forget who the other guy is. But every time Sting's entrance plays, they immediately dart out and run away from him. Sting, a 61-year-old crippled man with a baseball bat.
That injured old man has a bat.
And this happened week after week after week. Sting shows up.
Does wrestling follow fighting game logic that if you were strong once, you're strong forever, and you just keep gaining power as you get older?
I don't know, but if that's... Well, I don't even know. They don't demonstrate it. If they at least attempt...
crippled.
If they attempted to attack Sting, and then he just fucking hits him with the baseball bat and all that shit, then fine, whatever. But we don't even see that!
I was hoping that they would do the since he's crippled and can't so much as take a bump, I was hoping that they do what Hogan did in TNA, where they just run up to him and they get clobbered with the baseball bat, like Hogan. They run up to Hogan. He does the knuckle punch. They fall down like they got shot. But hey! Remember when Sting was hyped to be in WWE? Then he had 2 matches and then got crippled to the point where he had to quit. That was fun.
Running power bombed him too hard.
That's Seth Rollins' fault, which is more of a reason why I hate him.
It sucks. I want to like Seth Rollins, but he keeps hurting people.
So apparently, according to Carnage, AEW is buying Impact Wrestling, which probably explains their cross-promotion. Well, if that's the case, well, they bought nothing, because I don't even know what's on Impact. The last thing I saw on Impact was a fucking wedding that was booked by a fat goth teenage girl, which ended with the bride getting shot and supposedly killed.
That sounds ridiculous.
And that's all I know of it. I
fucking love kayfabe.
Kayfabe is insane.
I think Eric Young might be the only talent there worth a damn on on Impact. I'm sorry, you can't. It's not TNA anymore, which is good, but still.
Well, that ended on a depressing note.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the fat goth wedding and the bride getting shot as a wrestling angle is a pretty good spot.
Hey, I just said this was booked by like a fat teenage goth's imagination because everyone is dressed like a Tim Burton character, and the fucking priest is a fucking Dark Lord dude. He's like, dearly beloved, we're here to unite this dark creature.
Awesome.
Of course you would think that.
Was it the Sinister Minister?
I can't remember, dude.
Oh wait, that's an actual good gimmick. Never mind.
Did you see the Mustafa Ali's rant on the last Monday Night Raw? Oh, no, I didn't. Was this during the Night of Legends, Lance? Let's see.
Well, I just remembered they gave Ali his name back. It was just Ali. Now it's Mustafa Ali.
Okay. Well, hey, he earned his name.
Hold on. I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to watch this.
Okay.
Because it might be something to end on a positive note.
You seem to be in a rather foul mood, and I'm
My friend asked me about Yu-Gi-Oh summoning mechanics. Harassed me because I posted a dumb Yu-Gi-Oh thing on Facebook, and I'm just going like, "Yo, pendulums were a mistake. Let me tell you why."
Hard truth. I am agitated. I'm angry.
Fuck it, I'm gonna do it right now. So, Al, I think I might have told you about this.
We dedicated a 3-hour show to old has-beens. You want to call them legends, call them whatever. They've had their time. A night like
Don't worry,
tonight
guys.
is
I'm
exactly
watching it right now. I just had to mute Al and Jason so
3 hours?
So I can get
To guys that can barely walk?
Respect, dog.
Oh, respect. Listen. I'm not bewildered. I know exactly that the generation.
Wow, Cornette nor Brian last covered
When
this.
the hell are you gonna let me walk on that path? Guys like Drew Gulak, Akira Tozawa, myself, all of Retribution not on the show. Why? Because we need to hear what you gonna do, brother, again for the 7th
Hold on, I'm
minute.
pausing for a bit. Okay, I am 1 minute 5 seconds in. Mustafa Ali. While that is some good heel heat that you're calling the Legends cripples, if you're supposed to be this fucking anarchist who is sick and tired of WWE's bullshit, why the fuck are you playing by their goddamn rules? The NWO wouldn't do that for WCW. Here you are whining. God damn, you're an idiot. Anyways, continuing on. Don't worry, I'm muting myself while commentating on this.
Millionth time.
But did you hear the cheers when you heard?
Yeah, they.
Okay. That I forgot who that bitch's name is, but the cheers, that's video game audio. Don't even bother.
They pumped them in real good. The cheers, they pumped them in real good for them, huh? Yeah, they were cheering. I'm sure they were.
Ali should just said, "Oh no, yeah, those cheers that they ripped from WWE 2K17." Yeah.
Why don't you give us a chance? People that can contribute to this business, further this company. But no. Let's push them all aside. Let's give
Ali, if I was an anarchist, I would.
People that need. They can barely walk.
You got to change your attitude, first of all, to get a good, you know what I'm saying? To get a good spot.
And the reason they can't walk is because they had such successful careers in years past. You know, they put their bodies on the line to
do what?
There's so much comments on.
To allow this industry to grow. They paved the way. They carved a path. When do I get to walk on that path? And for anybody that doesn't understand what I'm saying, it's not because I'm talking fast.
Stop playing by their rules.
Slow. This place needs change, and I am that change.
Does change also include swaying Ricochet to finally join Retribution?
Swaying.
Yeah,
Charlie, R-Truth, why would you know what? You two are fantastic hosts. You know what? No, I take that back actually, because I do not lie. You both are terrible hosts. So I'm going to do the world an entire favor. I am now your host, and this is no longer Raw Talk. This is now Retribution.
Okay, around here. Okay, I'm pausing again. 2 minutes and 24 seconds in. By the way, I'm looking at the clip. Mustafa Ali's outraged by Law Legends Night, Raw Talk, January 4th, 2021. Okay, he says he's outraged. He's taking over. Right around this point, if I was in that position, I would have my goons come in and fucking take over. So hopefully Mustafa would be smart enough to do that.
I would like to introduce the members of Retribution.
Bro, no, we not having.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, okay, here they are. That's good. That's good.
Somewhere, if y'all want to sit down somewhere.
Don't. Oh God, I can't take them seriously with these stupid cartoon
know
masks.
It right now, but there is one more member of Retribution, and his name is Ricochet. Ricochet, I tell you, week after week after week, that one man can't change everything. Believe me.
I still think the members of Retribution should just fucking beat the shit out of R-Truth and that other bitch right now.
Break you.
I don't know. It needs more anarchy.
Physically, spiritually.
Needs more anarchy, and then Ali can cut the promo.
You know you want this place to change, and the only way this place changes is with Retribution.
Well, that was dumb and sanitized. Anyways, let me unmute my co-hosts.
Tommy has a problem of doing that in the game where they introduce a new monster and
Anyways,
it has
guys, I'm back.
Yeah.
I muted you.
Stop me.
I muted you guys because I was watching a promo that Lance recommended to me, and it was Mustafa Ali on commentary with R-Truth and some woman I never heard of.
Okay.
Keep in mind, Mustafa Ali is leading an organization of anarchists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet, for some reason, he is allowed to be a third man in the commentary. And he's complaining about a bunch of old legends being cripples, which is fine, because A, it's partially true, and B, yeah, I get that. But for some reason, he invites Retribution over, and all they do is just stand behind him and look intimidating while he cuts a promo telling Ricochet to join them. Like, this isn't how an anarchist should act.
No.
An anarchist should fucking just... Well, first off, he shouldn't even be there naturally in the first place. He should just come in, steal a mic, start screaming and yelling about how he is getting fucked over for these fucking old-ass cripples and whatever the hell. And I'm taking charge of this fucking commentary table. And that's when the other members of Retribution should just show up, tear everything down, start scaring / beating the other co-hosts. You know what? I understand why it's winning Gooker of the Year award.
Yeah, you know what? That makes sense now.
This is how you book your fucking anarchist
Ugh.
Take yours.
Man, it sucks. It sucks.
Even kayfabe, it doesn't make sense.
It sucks when the establishment doesn't know how to book anarchists.
You know, Eric Bischoff knew how to book them.
Yeah.
You know, he just had this one dude named Sky Hole show up, and people were like, "Holy shit, is that Razor Ramon? He's talking about war? Is WWF invading with him? What the hell?" And then the next week is like, "What the? That's Diesel! What the fuck is Diesel here?" And he's like, "Well, look at the adjective play." And everyone's like, "Wait a minute. Play's not an adjective."
Why is that funny?
No. Now I'm just now I'm just picturing people like the scene from It's Always Sunny. You know, the conspiracy board.
Yep.
Where they're going through. Wait a minute. What's Razor doing here? What's Diesel? Oh my God, what's going on? And then the end result is, wait a minute. Play's not an adjective.
And all this build up, and then all of a sudden Hulk Hogan shows up. Is he gonna kick their asses? No way, he's the third man. And everyone was so pissed off they were pelting the floor with garbage. It was beautiful.
Hogan turning heel was probably the best decision he's ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I think Ricochet would join? You know what? I don't know. If he does or doesn't, it has no impact on me because it's very similar to Dark Order, which without Brody Lee, they're now just a bunch of comedic jobbers.
Yeah.
Let me end on a happy note. I'm glad whoever made that fucking cell phone wrestling game got it ported to Switch, Al.
Wait, what's up?
Wait, what?
Remember the trailer for that game you showed me that's on the Switch?
Oh yeah, Wrestling Revolution.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, originally I was going to be harsh on it because the animations looked terrible and the game looked like a fucking Dreamcast game, but I know you never show me everything negative, at least without prefacing it, so I was asking, okay, before I tear this game apart, what the hell is this? And you said it was originally a mobile game.
Mobile and PC game.
Gotcha. But good for them for making it to the Switch at least.
Yeah.
So
since the early 2010s, MC Dickey, who that's the guy's handle. He's been making he created this wrestling game engine, and he's just used that to make other games and Jason knows this one, the U Testament.
Yeah, oh, that game's amazing.
I know of Prison Simulator.
The U Testament's amazing because it's been used for a lot of shitpost videos. Like Joel from Vine Sauce made a video about it.
Vinny, the burden you carry.
And basically, it uses the wrestling game. It uses the wrestling simulator, but you're supposed to be a prophet following in the footsteps of Jesus.
Yeah.
But you end up pile driving Roman guards and shit, and you end up getting crucified.
He made 3 games that I know of with this engine. He made the U Testament, Hard Times, or Hard Times.
Hard Times. It's a prison simulator.
But you're not talking about the best one.
Which is?
Making the Prophet, which is just the U Testament, except it's Islam instead of Christianity.
Oof.
So, the streamer Bro Team got in, he decided to double down in hot water because he made a random Muhammad joke in one of his videos and the comment section got mad at him. So he played the U Testament, he played Making the Prophet and just doubled the fuck down.
Anyways, now's a good
time. Hey,
time.
look, I made Muhammad, and this guy's Muhammad, and this guy's Muhammad too.
Now's a good time.
So yeah, anyway, to cut it short, now all these games wrestling games that he made that have been modded and altered up the ass by a fan community, now it's getting ported to the Switch.
Nice.
That's ridiculous.
I might check it out one day. Well, anyways, I'm going to wrap the stream up here. I will see you guys next week. Who knows? If I still have enough tries, I'll probably stream on Silver Rise.
We can't see the future.
And with that, this is Darkscream signing out.
So it's Rogothon signing off.
Big Al, over and out.
Take care, everybody.
Good night.
And let's hope for a good 2021.